Actually, keep the JAK podcast, where they help you get blessed, confess, finesse, and do the process in the name of Jesus. Hey man, we talking about some crazy things today. We got thoughts on the debate that they had, Trump versus Kamala. The Am I Racist movie. We're gonna give our views on that. Is Donald Trump racist? Let's talk about it. The Insurrection. Looking for a better way to cover your grays. I guess we're talking about that too. Um, yeah, we're talking about a lot of things. It's gonna be crazy. Let's get into this. All right, so I'm excited today, guys. Hit the like button. It helps us out with the algorithm. And also hit the subscribe button if you're feeling it. Hit the bell notification, get notified every time we go live, because we go live every Friday at 7 p.m. I say most Fridays, Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about different topics. It's a faith-based channel. Say what's up to Brother Ashley. He be praying, keeping the room saturated. So, without further ado, let's get right into this. We got Byron Jones in the building. Real passionate, but he speaks the truth. Comes in peace. But he ready to, show that peace. Best with him, not just playing.
Wow.
We got Legally Bree, if that's her real name. And we got Prophetic Words. Please check out the Instagram page. Keeping you motivated, spending hours of time trying to find the best content for the page to keep you motivated. And I be going through it sometimes and I see one little post and I'll be ready to end it all. And then, that post saves me. Hallelujah. Amen. So yeah, just check out the page. Jesse's about to cry because you never heard me give him props like that before. So, first question, Brittany, you think Trump has changed his tactics in the recent debate? Some say this wasn't his best performance. He's talking about cats and dogs getting eaten by Haitians or whatever. What are your thoughts on how he's possibly changed his tactics, though?
At first,
You can move the mic just a tad.
To me?
So it's more like in the middle and a little space between you and the mic. Yeah, it's good. Perfect.
If I didn't know what to think watching the debate. Because I don't think we really got a really good view on Trump when he went against Biden, because Biden really just didn't do a good job. So watching him debate Kamala, I really didn't know what to expect. And at first it seems like, because it was so many things like you hear him at his rally say, and it's like you're not even like speaking on things like you usually would say. And so I would say that this debate, he kind of did that on purpose because he was trying to reach those women voters that are claiming he's too mean. Because anybody that's already voting for him, like he doesn't have to worry about losing him. So him losing the debate, like, unless he changed his whole policies and everything, like they're not gonna say, oh well, okay, I'm not voting for Trump. Like they're still gonna vote for Trump. So it was really him, I think, going after those undecided voters, which criticize him for being too mean. So I don't think he could go after Kamala like the way that he usually does. So it's just my take on it. I think he lost on purpose.
People really get upset when Kamala's name is pronounced the wrong way.
Did I say it right?
Is it how do you say it? Is it not? It's not.
Is it Kamala?
It's Kamala. Kamala.
All right. So when I saw that video of,
You saw the video where they got upset.
Nah, the dude that she was with, when he was introducing her when he was on the red carpet, he was like, "It's Kamala Harris." Like,
yeah, I think it's Kamala.
It's Kamala.
But I feel like every time I say it, I say Kamala.
Yeah, that's what I hear, and then I say
not
it
even
wrong,
on purpose.
but,
I guess I didn't really think about.
Yeah, I mean she got a lot of places that could be
Kamala.
emphasized.
So
it got syllables.
Kamala. That's two.
Kamala.
So it has three syllables.
Kamala.
Kamala is crazy.
Kamala.
Kamala with Kamala.
I think
which one
Camilla
is it?
is like, well, it's like,
Kamala.
okay, we know it's not
Kamala.
Camilla.
Yeah.
Like commas.
Bruh, when they
Kamala.
emphasize,
Kamala or Kamala?
when they enunciate the wrong A, oh my gosh, people are like, you can't disrespect her name like that. I forget what video it
If they're
was.
doing it on purpose, like it is like if you doing it on purpose, so you being childish.
You being childish,
really
bro.
not.
respect they pronouns. No, just playing. So
Wow, we're going there that early.
we're going
Let's
in.
get into it.
We're going in. We got Brittany out the way. Next is Byron.
Yeah.
The moderators have said her values stayed the same, but her policies have changed.
They did say that.
Yeah, that's what the moderator said. Brittany, I'm talking to Byron. No, I'm just
Well,
playing.
let them
I'm
have
just
it.
playing. But yeah. Did you saw the debate, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I kind of want to speak on like what you said to Brittany. Like,
Oh yeah.
I wasn't even really watching Trump to like judge him. Like, I wasn't really watching. Like, Trump is Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of more so focusing on Kamala, however.
Kamala.
And I feel like just with her answer, she was kind of like playing word games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Avoiding the
even with that
question.
specific question, like she would say. They listed like 3, 4, 5 different things that, you know, how her policies had changed, and she basically addressed that first one, and then just went on talking about like some motivational, like, and ended with, "We're not going to be the party that does the hate speech and the name calling."
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like 2 questions before that she called Trump a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird. Like, I definitely don't think his performance was as good, but that's just because like I think we're used to seeing him bully Joe Biden. And I feel like Kamala's thing was she was trying to bully him. Like, she was trying to get a reaction out of him. She kind of wanted him to turn up and say some off the wall stuff or say something that would just alienate people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like he kept himself in check when it comes to that. Like, he could have easily just snapped and got mad and like done exactly what they expected him to do.
Because he's good at talking junk. Because I mean, I will argue that helped him win the first time.
Agreed.
You know, because at the end of the day, people don't realize like half the battle when it comes to debating is the charisma battle.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's what I see Kamala was doing. And I will say, usually Trump is a part of this charisma battle, which you need to use your charisma to have those conversations to come out on top. It's a battle of how can I show that the other person is not a worthy leader? Like, I'm making you get upset about things that I'm saying.
Right.
I'm controlling your emotions. Right. So, yeah, you can see definitely some of that was going on. George, he don't want any more. What's that? He don't want any more of her. They're eating the cats. I don't know if I'm understanding what he said.
Y'all didn't hear.
I don't know. I think
No.
that's saying like he doesn't want any more as far as another debate, and I agree. He probably doesn't, but I don't believe there was a real debate that happened. Like, I don't think she really addressed the question. Like, it's the same way like people get on Trump for saying he has a concept of a plan. Like, I guess they just wanted him to lay it out for him the way, you know, so they could keep the policies the way they kept them when he left the presidency. And it just made him a little bit better, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's how our government should work. Like, work together to improve on the ideas. Don't sit here and try to say my way is better when you're using the same policies. You just try to improve on them. The tariffs, for example.
Now that he really could have, that right there, really, in my opinion, like won. Like, if they really honed in on that won it for me. Like, he said, they say that Trump didn't have any good points, any good tactics, but I'm like, when it came to the discussion, but I'm like, I saw a lot of points he made.
That's what I agree.
Like, you sound like you're using my policy. I was gonna get you a MAGA hat. Now that just shows he could have went there, but maybe he pulled back a little bit, you know, for some reason. And like the first statement, I mean, the 4 years that y'all were in the office, the economy, what did it look like versus 4 years that Trump was in office? And I'm just like, I mean, look at the economy, look at the numbers. The numbers aren't lying. Like, what are we seeing? You know, the record jobs, of employed people, the taxes. I mean, I look at my own personal checks. I'm like, yeah, I was making more money, and I was getting paid less. So
Groceries was cheaper,
groceries,
gas was cheaper.
they like
Yeah, I
what
had
do
more
you want to?
money. Like you said, I was getting paid less, but I feel like I'm in the same boat as when I
Yeah,
had that lesser amount of pay. You know what I mean?
exactly. I need
And
to text Carly or something. I don't know. Um,
that's cross. I don't know,
It's
Phoenix.
Trace.
Yeah. Facts.
that's the Lord knocking on our door, trying to tell us something.
The enlightened
Let's see.
one.
He says nurses are taking babies' lives after they're born. If you believe that, you can't be reasoned with.
Okay, he didn't say that.
There
He
are
didn't say
5
that.
examples of that happening.
But he didn't say the nurses are taking babies' lives. He said, and see, that's the thing is people they
I'm
don't
glad
want to
you're here,
quote.
by the way, sir.
They don't
It's a
want to
good
quote
discussion.
exactly what he said. He said what the previous governor of Ohio said we will set the baby aside, make it comfortable,
These are
set the
words
baby
that came out of his
aside,
mouth.
and then have a discussion with the mother to figure out what they want it to do. Meaning, do you want to fight for the baby's life or do you want to end the baby? The baby has already been born. He just said this is what the governor said. And if you go back, you can look on YouTube and you can hear the governor actually say this. This is what he quoted. So Trump was not lying when he said that. And there is abortion clinics where you can have an abortion late term.
Yeah, it's
That's
certain.
facts.
The thing that people struggle with is like what's written into the legal system, but it's just not as like black and white as they want to say it is, because it leaves room for certain exceptions to like certain, yeah, but those specific situations where people can take advantage of those exceptions to the
Exactly.
rule,
And
like
more and
so
majority of people take
outside of the
advantage of
birth,
that. It's not.
nobody's just getting getting late term
Yes, and
abortions
they
after
are.
they're born. But it's like, yeah, but what about those exceptions where, like, okay, like what is it? If a child is ill, or there's other things that they can equate to, they can add to the baby, even if it's not like legitimate. You can manipulate certain things and keep it from being illegal.
The majority of women are getting abortions late term just because they don't want the baby. Not it's not yes, you people do get abortions because of medical, reasons. But usually with medical reasons, you find that very early on. I mean, I forgot what the NIPT test. I got that done at 8 weeks. If I would have found out, Down syndrome or anything, I would have found that in the first trimester where I could have made that decision. People that are getting, if you look at the numbers don't lie. If you look at the statistics, people for no reason, just because I don't want the baby anymore, are getting abortions late term. It's more than medical reasons. That's just facts. That's what they're trying to stop.
I don't understand the desire, like, or why they make it such a big issue as far as the Roe v. Wade thing goes.
Yeah.
Because they made the point themselves. When it goes to vote, it's more liberal than they thought it would be. So that means states are voting to allow it to some extent, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they're putting it within whatever boundaries that it's the voice of the people.
So we vote
Versus
for it.
they're trying to just directly reinstate Roe v. Wade without even trying to come to an understanding about why is there a protection for a third trimester abortion? Why is there examples that this governor was talking about where the baby was set aside and then I will discuss what we're going to do? That's ridiculous. If anything, sign your rights over. You can do that before you have the baby. You can do that after you have the baby. And if it's like, I don't understand it being a conversation that late in the game. Like, I don't think people really understand 9 months. Like, 9 months of a pregnancy is every day, like, worrying about the child
Yeah.
in the sense of, man, I need you to make it out of there. Like, I need you to, like, I hope you're okay. Like, I can't just see and I'm not a woman, so whatever. Maybe that's different, but I can't just see a woman like going 9 months and then just being like, well, I don't think I want to do this actually. Like, like you had to make some preparation. You had to make like pick the name. You had to buy some diapers or some what. Something had to be done in 9 months.
I mean, I could
It is
understand it.
interesting. What would be the circumstance in which a woman would wait
Because
that late to make a decision?
it's so many different situations a woman could be in. You could
That's
be
nine,
married.
or not.
I'm not even trying to
Like,
say
if
it's
you're, you could
I'm
be
just trying to
9 months
understand it.
pregnant and your husband, you could find out your husband's been cheating on you the whole time. Like,
That's
you don't want to
another
have his
reason to.
baby, but it's still like
No.
I would not
Man,
want to have
that's-
his baby, but it's not about you. Of course, the right
So
thing to do.
I mean, all right. So you're base because
I mean, that's how some people
I
think,
didn't
though.
say
we
it
can
was
speak
right.
because we can speak on situations like
9 months.
that's basically saying
Yeah.
like
Get it out of here.
a couple people wouldn't be around.
Get
I
him out
mean,
of
I'm
here.
just saying, like you
Would rather have chosen that because you have the experience of you have those children, so you would have rather made the decision to cut Ray just completely out of your life like that.
We ain't have to go there.
I'm just saying, yeah, but I'm that's just who I am. I'm gonna speak to the truth. So you would have rather, like, for one, he's out of our lives anyway. So fuck it. I'm sorry. I was doing so good,
Good
so
work,
good.
good work.
But I'm gonna keep doing good. But the point is, like, those kids are a blessing, and it's just like as much as they get on your nerves, whatever. Like, I wouldn't choose that.
But generally speaking, though,
I feel
because
like
I'm trying to understand, like, most women every day, like, what, and I'm not trying to make it a whole episode on abortion,
yeah.
but that's a part of one of his
I-
policies, and that is causing him to lose
A
certain
significant
votes.
I mean,
amount of vote because they're
certain
choosing to
Instead,
misunderstand
he
his
gave it back
point
to the
of it.
states,
Yeah,
though.
they're
So that
choosing
means
to be like,
we
oh,
vote.
national abortion ban.
If
And
you
he
want-
didn't say
Yeah,
that. That's so crazy that they
It's
would
so
just choose
crazy
to
that they
believe
would.
things. And it's the saddest thing about Americans is you would just choose to see a meme on Facebook, see something on Twitter, wherever you want, wherever you get your fix. Because that's what y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cool. I do too. I be on Facebook. I just stay, scrolling whenever I'm bored. But it's just like you got to be able to separate. Like,
You gotta
if you
be
see
able
something
to,
like
go back and do the like when we seen
Yeah.
the person eating the cat, like
We
the
went and
first thing
found out.
Byron
Well,
was
we
like,
didn't see a person eating the cat.
Yes,
did
we
Yeah, no, we
did.
didn't see the video
Who
of them
saw
actually
them?
eating the cat. It was
That's
a
what
woman
I'm
that
saying.
got
Like, did
they
they
the
eat
cop
the
they
cat
called the cops because she was
camera?
eating the cat.
she
But
had blood all over her
Yeah,
face.
but-
She was
Yeah,
eating the
but-
cat.
she was
But you gotta
definitely.
be-
There's no question about it. But,
But
like you said,
we didn't go
Yeah.
and say,
Just gotta be
we
clear.
didn't just
just go
said,
spreading the
hey,
video. Like, oh,
Yeah.
here it is. Like, and again, it's included in a bunch of posts that I do send. Like, I just sent a video or a Facebook post that got like 6 or 7 different videos, where it's people in these cities that they're pumping immigrants into in an effort to revive the city. Like, they're not happy about it. They're not like, okay, you got a restaurant, a Haitian restaurant out of the deal. How many Haitian restaurants are we gonna get? That's great. Like, I don't think that's like the people of the city are complaining about way more than just now they have a different set of homelessness because now they're homeless because people would rather rent or rather whatever it is. Like, maybe you get vouchers. I don't know what the deal is, but people are saying I've been homeless for over a year now, and just different things like that. Or they're crashing their cars into buildings, or they're eating in the grocery stores. Like, go in the grocery stores, eat what I want, put it down, and leave. Like,
Well, we done went through all the questions. So come go.
All right, shows up now. It's like, no, it was something I was going to say about the. Yeah, that was another crazy thing. I looked at I don't know. Maybe they have to double check, Jesse. They have to double check if he actually say Haitians, because when
No,
I
he
saw the
he did. He
video,
said there, but he was talking about illegal immigrants. He said
that's what I was
they're
like, I don't
eating the cats.
Yeah.
They're eating
I
the
think,
dog.
I
They're
think
eating
he
the
really
pets.
thought that video was from Springfield.
He probably
and I don't think
did.
they
He
did
probably
their
automatically,
research.
they probably was like, they saw something, like maybe they caught the
I
video
think-
right before they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he
got
didn't go
to
back
the
and do
debate or
research.
something.
I've seen Trump do that a few times with
Yeah.
different situations. It's
But
like,
again, we just said that's
like you
Americans.
speaking on this and you like, but you're supposed to be president. Running.
He's
for
supposed to have
president.
somebody that does that for him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not supposed. That's the way. Like, it's different being a boss.
So, but
Yeah.
then I'm just like, I can't overlook that because that we all do that.
I mean, Kamala just did that. with this whole abortion story that just came out.
What's up?
If y'all saw, there's a story where this lady, she went to another state to get an abortion, and because I guess she couldn't do it as late term as she wanted to where she was.
Yeah.
So she went to go get the abortion, and she wasn't gonna make it in time or something. I don't know, like how late was this abortion? I have no idea.
Before the baby
I
was
mean,
born.
plenty
Yeah,
of,
I don't know.
well,
if
I
it
think
was
a
like
lot
about
more
to-
women do that than you might know. Like,
Yeah,
Before she went into
not-
labor.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a story that's going around now. I think it was in
You
Atlanta.
heard about it?
Yeah, but I think a lady took abortion pills.
Yeah.
oh,
But-
so that's like,
But she had fecal matter still in her,
The
Something-
abortion pills.
and they wouldn't remove it, and because I guess it would still be.
They
baby.
said they were
Prison
worried
time.
That
about.
doesn't even sound right.
They were worried about. Well, the report, right?
Yeah.
They were worried about the law saying, "Hey, we don't want you to do this abortion
and then
because
sue
the law."
hospital, or they
But
get arrested or something.
they had a report even on the news where they reported the story. They said this state has said that they don't have this law to prevent this procedure. So if the life of the mother is in jeopardy, it had nothing to do with them doing a procedure with the life of the mother being in jeopardy. It had everything to do with her taking those abortion pills, and that's what took her life. So Kamala Harris is spreading this narrative that she died because
She
they
couldn't,
wouldn't
yeah.
do the
Procedure,
abortion.
right.
So because she had to go to another state, that's why she died. No. You died because you took the abortion pills. The law does not prevent the abortion if it comes to the life of the mother. That's not in the law. And
So
they're
at some point,
making
her life was under threat, and so she should have went and
Yeah.
got the surgery.
And it was because of the abortion pills she took that her life was in threat. It had nothing to
Right.
do. Her life just wasn't in threat. And then they're like, oh, well, we can't do the abortion because that's the narrative that Kamala Harris is trying to paint.
Yeah.
And so everybody does this thing where they say stuff, right? But the thing about it with, even if Trump was wrong about, it was Haitians, or maybe it wasn't immigrants, like, there's still an issue there. So the fact that you said Haitians and it's not Haitians, somebody told you the wrong information.
About
I'm gonna
one
call that a
thing,
little
yeah.
I
small
do think he
hiccup
got- I
compared to this story that's perpetuating a whole narrative that's a lie.
Or
I think if
compared
he
to her-
wouldn't have said because he said they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets and the dogs. It got so much attention that the next day they actually flew in the National Guards to do something. If he
About
would
the
have
people
been
that are there.
politically correct and said it like, "Oh, they're just eating the ducks out the pond," I don't think
Yeah, because
people
that's
would have
happening.
really
It's
went.
not the cats and the dogs, but they are like multiple people saying they're just clean cutting the heads off, and
The animals, the birds, these birds are protected. Like you can't
yeah,
just
you
go
can't just
eat.
kill ghosts.
You're talking about jail time, depending on
And they don't get
thousands
arrested
of
by
dollars
that.
of fines for eating. You can't just eat animals. Like our animals in America are protected. The ducks are
The
protected.
immigrants are protected too, though.
So they can eat protected animals.
I'm just giving you the
'Cause
reality.
the
Like
geese
they're
are definitely protected.
apparently apparently if they're, I don't know what's going on in Colorado about with like the whole apartment thing, but if that's true,
Yeah.
apparently like they're not allowed to retaliate against the people that are taking
They're
over
allowed
their
to go
apartment
and take over the
complex.
complex. They're charging the people rent. They took over 2 apartment buildings.
Really?
Yes, and that's what and Trump is talking about these things. And so what was crazy, like they're making Trump seem like the bad guy. Even the governor is like, "Oh, we're okay with this." Like
I
you
bet
sound
you get a
so
fat check for getting them
stupid.
immigrants sent to your city.
They're like they're hard workers. That's another
I bet.
thing.
I bet. Like, look what they. No. I don't know anything about Haiti to be realistic, but I'm imagining where they come from. Not even like if not even saying it's third world, but if it's like
is.
something here is
It
better.
is.
You know what I'm saying? Like here is better. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And so, if I was an Haitian immigrant and I'm getting paid to be here, free healthcare, free housing.
Yeah.
You
Why
know what
not
I'm
take
saying?
advantage of
A
it?
job where they pay me food. I mean, not pay me food. Where they pay me, where they pay me,
Whatever,
pay me enough to
Better than what you
afford.
got. So, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can go to Walmart now and buy stupid little things, like things they never could imagine, Like this can be my day to day. I can go have a regular toothbrush. Okay, that might be. I don't know. Maybe they got all that. I don't
mean, you
know.
never know,
But
man.
the point is like now they have American standards. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting it for real cheap. They're getting paid to experience this. So I would work real hard too. That's what I'm saying. If I was a Haitian immigrant, I would be working real hard for real cheap. Like, man, $7.50 an hour, say less.
But that's what I'm saying. But they don't even have to they don't have to pay the minimum wage because they're illegal. So you get someone, you can fly a whole bunch of people in, illegal immigrants.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
You don't have to pay
Farmers
them minimum
hire
wage.
Mexicans
They're
and stuff.
sleeping in tents.
No
You
disrespect.
sound like you trying to sell me a deal.
No, I'm saying
Honestly.
that. What does that mean for
You
us?
sounded real
Like,
good. I was like,
you know, for our jobs, if they're flying them
They're
in to work for
taking their
cheaper.
jobs. I'm gonna bring jobs back. Very good people on both.
that was like,
But I was
Very
like,
good people on
like,
both sides.
He's not lying. Like they really are. I mean, and then they want to paint this picture. Like they want to say, "Oh, Donald Trump's a racist." Where did that word come from? Slavery, right? Because we didn't have planes back then. We
Well,
had boats.
the word racist, but
But
the concept of
the concept of racism
has been around way longer.
That's
That's
true.
what people
But
don't
but
know.
Americans, it would be
Has it really?
Racism started
sure.
after
Well,
during
the
slavery.
concept-
Like which slavery
Slavery.
did it
But yeah,
start?
but for Americans,
the slaves in Egypt.
but for
They was racist against them. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Subjugating an
well,
entire race.
but based on
nationalities.
America,
They're subjugating an
for-
entire
Oh,
race.
okay. I guess that's why.
You
I'm
got
thinking-
Jews racist against Gentiles.
Yeah.
But when
And
you
Jesus
have,
had to come and tell them, hey,
Yeah, it was more
y'all are the same.
nationality, I guess. I was thinking like color, but I'm like.
but when you
probably
say
that.
Well,
here,
nah,
when you
race
say in
is
America,
race.
Yeah,
They can be
yeah.
similar colored.
when you say racism, we automatically go back to slavery
yeah,
here
you
in
gotta
the United
fit a
States.
certain.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I
what
You
guess.
gotta
they
fit
do?
a certain criteria
So
to be racist
before
nowadays.
we bought slaves
Facts.
here in
You
America,
can't just hate people because they're racist.
we promised
prejudiced, though.
we tried to get people. I don't want to say white people. White people.
You don't believe in white people,
I
Brittany?
hate to say I hate
You
the word.
hate
I
what?
just don't like white people, black people. That they
You
got.
don't like
we
white
live
or
in
black
country,
people,
we're not
Brittany?
It'd be
white,
like,
black,
oh,
we're
you're
So
not white
they
or
wanted
black.
Yeah.
white people to come over here, work for 7 years on my farm, and then we will give you
Said
your
that
own
with a
piece of
country
land
twang when you said it. On my farm.
on my farm.
Brittany,
I'm pandering. I'm
you
pandering.
gotta
right
get
now.
out of here, girl.
No. So they said,
Kamala and- no,
that's why I
that's
said
fine.
I'm pandering. They said, well, you come work for me for 7 years, and then after the 7 years, we'll give you land and animals. Okay. Well, why would they
Sound
keep
like,
doing that?
Sound like old boy in the Bible.
Why would they do that when now I can just buy slaves? I don't have to give them anything. They can work for me forever. They can have kids.
Whoa.
So now
Yeah.
instead of doing that, they're buying slaves because what they work, it's cheaper.
Yeah, they're
So
buying
now
them,
here we are, Americans. We want too much money,
yeah,
so
we're
I'm
demanding
going to
a higher
fly
minimum
in
wage.
some immigrants. I don't have to pay them as much.
Oh,
Is that
You know,
the
it's-
same thing?
It makes me think of
Like the concept of a
People
gasoline
that-
car. Like, did they niggas have? I'm sorry, did they have
People
cars?
people that usually that word is allowed slightly. People that people
Give me a
that
pass.
want to get rid of their children. I say children because they don't believe they're actually children. You know,
So we going back to abortion?
no, but I feel like it's connected, okay?
cool,
Because
yeah.
people always bring up slavery in the discussion of abortion, and people that do abortion are okay with abortions think that slavery is irrelevant to the conversation. So, what was I gonna say? They view black people. They viewed black people as less than.
You're saying that's why like Planned Parenthood exists. Like
It's
because to have
that
more black
mindset. So
people get
because it's
abortions.
legal,
Yeah.
it's okay, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So because the government says that this is legal,
Yeah.
nobody's thinking about like years later if we ever abolish abortion, people are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, we killed millions of babies. It's terrible."
It would be like when they sacrificed their babies to Baal back in the Bible. Like we read that and we're like, "Oh my God, that was insane." But to them, it probably was like abortion.
But that
Like,
magical birth canal changes it from nothing to a human.
Yeah, they're gonna be like 100 years from now, like, "Oh my God, they killed their babies."
At least
inside their
Chris Rock
stomach."
was like honest. I'm killing babies. I know what I'm doing. I killed 3 last year. I'm okay.
I'm crying.
It's like, okay, you're honest about it. I can respect your honesty, but obviously I don't really think that's a great
It might be worse.
character. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's worse. But it's like at
I
least
think
you're
it might
not
be better
lying.
to be ignorant
I don't
at
know.
this point.
I mean, I
that's
definitely
Maybe it's
kind of
better
like
to be
that.
ignorant.
What's bro's name? The video you sent me of the dude that fought Tyson Fury,
I don't
Deontay
know who
Wilder.
that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all seen that video, but he was talking about he was, I don't know, like possessed by demons and my God against your God. And Tyson Fury was
Yeah, I
just
saw
like,
that.
you know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury was just like, hey, Jesus Christ is king. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what
Nah,
you're talking
definitely
about,
gotta
but
win.
God stands with me.
He's-
And of course, he knocked him out in that fight. But like, bros, I never saw that video. Like, I used to, you know what I'm saying, kind of root for him, like, just because of his upbringing or like he had a rough start. Like, he basically got into boxing just to feed his family, and now he worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a cool story. But after I saw that video, man, I don't care nothing about it. Like, that's
Yeah, you gotta make a
But he
change.
lost.
People trusting their ancestors over the Lord. I'm like, ancestors, some of them is with the Lord and they telling
Bro, they
you,
probably like,
please
you
don't
know.
do that.
So,
I mean, they might
Right.
not even know, but you know.
I mean, you can look at that. You know?
Would your ancestors want you to pray to them?
Right.
Nobody thinks about what would your ancestors actually. But that's a whole nother discussion. But Christians, we can't really discuss politics on a certain level because it. Some people say we shouldn't even talk about politics. Period. It's just too divisive, and then others are so open about
yeah, did you
talking
see
about
that pastor
politics.
say, "Get out! If you are a Democrat, get out my church."
What?
I sent it to you. He was like, "Man," I was like, "That's crazy."
Really?
I don't even want
Like,
to say, but
I wouldn't even.
at
I
this
would.
point, you Democrat baby killing.
Man, I'll show it to you.
He went off.
It was insane. It was,
Yeah, you
that,
need
it
another.
wasn't right.
That's what you need. You need another screen right there where he could just look up videos right quick, show you.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Boom.
Huh?
Drop. That's it. That's where I got the idea.
Yeah, I got to figure out what the easiest setup because he
Yeah.
can pull up videos on here,
sure.
but
Oh, you could just.
I
Open
just
a
don't
little
have
window.
I don't have the headphones and stuff connected. I had to reset some stuff, but
Right.
but yeah, so it's a difficult thing to talk about with Christians. Like it's like or people. I mean, really, it's just difficult to talk about politics. Period. And I'm just like, wouldn't it make sense that the most important issues in America would need to be discussed and us all come to some type of agreement or understanding of each other so we can find unity, right? But
We
no,
can't even do that
we
with the
can't
Bible.
we can't
We
do it with the
definitely can't even
Bible.
do it with politics.
But at least with the Bible, like Christians would be like, oh yeah, God saved me, God did this, God did that. You can agree so much on the Bible and you don't even realize like the stuff that we disagree on. It's like we just skip over that stuff and we all just talk about the same happy-go-lucky Christian narratives where we create an echo chamber. And we can't discuss the disagreeing issues either in that. Baptism, salvation, grace versus faith. Like some people do talk about it, but to discuss like is divorce and remarriage and to discuss things like dispensations and what's going to happen when we die, like all those things seem to cause division. It's like it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
I think
Let's just talk about it and figure it out together.
when you have people that don't want to seek after knowledge, and it's just they don't want to know, they just want to say, oh, it's God, and leave it at that, because like they don't want, like, I'm big on science, so when there's a scientific explanation for something in the Bible, like they don't want to know. So what causes divorce? What causes a person when they want to say, oh, this person is demonic? This person could just have a mental illness. Like they don't want to know that. They want to keep it as demonic. They want this is God. You can't have conversations with those type of
And
people.
digging into that helps you uncover so much. Like that's why I wish people would realize it's not about us discussing who's right or wrong. It's us bringing ideas together to find the common ground. We both could be wrong, and we could find out, oh my gosh, I'm glad that we were on this search together because we found this thing that none of us knew about. Like, why do people think it's a me versus you? Like, if somebody brings me a belief, I don't know, brother, I think it's this. Really? Why do you think it's that way? I want to know. You know what? That makes sense. I think you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
it's so easy.
You cannot learn if you're not willing to listen.
Jesse, she's talking.
No, go
I'll
ahead.
just say it.
I was just gonna say,
Go, EJ.
I feel like
definitely want to get to that comment after you get done.
No, I feel like the people who are saying that are right in a sense, but I feel like looking at it, like, you know how they say in the Bible, like, we do fight against principalities and powers, but at the same time, it's like I feel like the powers and stuff is like, oh, that's demonic. It's like, it may be, but it's like, it still is showing up in an earthly way, if that makes sense.
It
So
has a name.
so it's like, yeah,
You can go deeper into that.
exactly.
You have more
It's
understanding
like,
about it.
okay, you can rebuke it, whatever, but it's like you can actually work on fixing it too. Like,
Yeah.
gaslighting
yeah.
can be demonic. You know
It's
what I'm
like-
saying? It's like,
Mike can take
It's
some
like pray
medicine,
to- pray to
and
get
I have
away.
to.
yeah, or even
It's
like, but if you
like,
look at
alright.
even the snake in the garden, it's like, okay, that was demonic, but what did he do? He just was being deceitful. So
Yeah.
it's not like he did this crazy thing that's like
Super powerful demon.
Yeah, it
He
was like,
uses
no, he
demon
just
powers.
deceived you.
Yeah,
And that was
yeah,
evil.
demon powers on
But I
it.
And
think
it was
people
wrong, but it
view
was
it-
still.
on me with his demon powers.
I think
Yeah.
people view these as they watch so
They
many
want to make
scary
it like
movies.
somebody controlling you.
Yeah.
Now they stepping on snakes, and it's like that
They
ain't the
don't-
devil. That's just a snake.
Yeah.
Something is really in there with a pitchfork and horns floating over you at nighttime. Like, no.
Nah,
it's
ain't never
not.
happened to me. What you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
I think they
Brittany
sometimes-
over there seeing pitchforks.
They
and
watch
stuff.
too many. Y'all watch too many horror movies.
No, I think
That's
they just
not
use
the
it
Bible.
sometimes as a means, almost like it's out of our control. I think that's what they like when they do it. It's like, well, we rebuking, it's still there.
Some
It's
people
out
And
of
then it's
control.
like, what is the
And,
point? What is rebuking? Just like, what is prayer? Like, prayer is I'm talking to God because I need an answer, and then He's gonna tell you, oh, I might need you to do this, or you might need to talk about it, or you might actually need to take this medication, or hey, you might have a brain tumor that's causing you to do these things. Like, you're waiting on an answer from God so that you can put some action in, because you don't just pray it away. Like, you don't just say, hey, God, take this away, and then it just disappears. You're going to pray, and God is going to say, do this. And then the action part is what's going to take it away.
Yeah. And it seems like from what I read in the Bible, it usually lines up. Like, the Bible's not just saying if you're dealing with depression and you pray, it's going to go away. Like, the Bible doesn't word things like that.
You know what's funny? She just asked what we rebuke, and I was like, dang, what does that mean? So I just looked it up, and it just says a strong expression of disapproval, reproof, or correction. But it's like,
I disagree with you, Satan.
that's kind of almost like what you're saying.
I correct you in the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm
For
with
real,
that.
it's like, dang.
Yeah, brother.
Usually I feel like I
I
almost,
correct you
I
in
used to
the
look at
name of Jesus.
come on now. I looked at rebuke as like almost like you cast it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm casting you out. Like,
But
Start
that's what
calling
we
you
at.
But it's
Bahrain.
really just like it's like a correction.
Bahrain.
Well, I just
Over
thought
there
that was
rebuking
interesting.
people, correcting people.
So
Okay.
you're really correcting you could even be correcting your action, which is another form of
Or
repentance.
I'm with
Yeah,
that.
turn away. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to get into
No, nobody rebuke
So
you.
the
Oh,
demon
oh,
needs to
oh,
Going
repent.
deeper into that
They need to
behavior,
rebuke
like he
themselves.
said.
But what you was
the
going
question Foreign Production asked. Certain Christians will say life starts with the first breath of life. So technically, is abortion a sin?
So does
That's a question.
Yeah, I have some go-to stuff
Let's-
verses I go to, but
But I
I'll let
hope
y'all.
he right. But
hold on. So the certain Christians,
No.
does that mean
it's too many babies.
the
that
first
die.
breath of life, like
I don't
as
know.
they come out, or
I believe-
as they're? Because certain Christians
they
would
gotta
say
be-
as soon as that baby is conceived, that's a baby.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
but then there's the scripture that says, okay,
I knew you before in your mother's womb.
no,
Oh.
that
Yeah.
it basically when
Hey.
does sin? What does the Bible say about
means
when
you exist
sin
before
enters?
You were conceived.
Which is
we're
crazy,
born.
'cause
We're
it's like-
born
We're born
into
in
sin.
sin.
Go way out of that one.
So you
Yeah,
only
exactly.
can go to
Before,
hell.
like that's
if
where's
you
the
have
infinity
sinned.
symbol? Yeah.
So if you have to be born into sin, if you're not yet born, you cannot sin. Meaning any aborted babies either don't exist or they go to heaven.
Now that is a good.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
Nobody
a
said
good.
that.
That's an interesting take because there's a whole debate, which is a little different direction, but there is a debate about do babies go
I would say,
to the
yeah,
bad
I
place.
would say they go to heaven.
But
if anything, don't
that's an
exist.
interesting verse. I never thought about that. But the mom that does the abortion, not to say she's evil, like there, I understand. Like, hey, it's a hard life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over there condemning moms because they did this, but I don't think they
I think
understand
God
what they're
judges the
actually
heart.
doing.
Yeah, I think God judges the heart. Women are put in tough situations. I've definitely been put in some tough
Like, if
situations.
He
Paul
gonna judge them
took-
actions too.
If Paul took Christians' lives,
Dang.
Yeah, Paul killed
he
Christians. and
became
he-
a Christian
Doesn't mean you can't.
He could have been like, I'm not worthy. I'm just gonna take my life. But he got past it. So yes, it was terrible what he did. But that doesn't mean that we can't have understanding and compassion for Paul. But so if a mother does something like that, if she does an abortion, it's like, hey, the way this is what people miss, and I feel like there's such a perspective of looking at conservatives as these strict, ruly people who
They
want to
wanna
have
tell
control
somebody-
over women's lives. But
They
it's
want
like,
to have control over
no.
everybody.
There are some that just want to be, like that, I guess. But conservatives look at taking the life of a preborn baby very similarly, if not the same, as taking the life of a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
So if you think about think about it. If it was legal, like, hey, 1 year, if you still don't want it, it's they can't think, they can't talk. Like, just imagine where it could go.
Yeah, exactly.
If we allow this, think about where
That's
it's
what I'm
going
saying.
now, where there are
Everything
exceptions
up
outside the
until
womb.
21, like 21. I had my best friend. He died at 21. That doesn't. He still never got to have kids. He never got to get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things that I get to think about. Like, he just never got to try that. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, there is no difference in taking away. As soon as that baby is a baby, as soon as it's conceived, there's no difference, because you're taking away the possibility of whatever else that baby could have did. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is.
Yeah, and let's hope that we have the correct understanding for the Bible, because what if we are misinterpreting it and we don't know where these babies go? It's a bad thing to think about, but just don't be so sure
Agreed.
and risk the life of this preborn baby.
It's going to heaven.
We want to assume, and I think, you're right, but it's just so lazy to just, it kind of seems this way. I feel good in doing it. It's like, that's crazy. Like, just, you got to know for sure. That type of thing, you need to know for sure.
And then
You
it's
know what I'm
like,
saying?
it comes down to the doctor. It really comes down to the doctor and the mother. As a doctor, do you feel comfortable killing a baby for absolutely no reason? But then to save a woman's life, and this baby is deformed and, has all type of issues, and it's, I know the baby is not going to live. We have miscarriages that we cannot control. I had a miscarriage. The baby died, and it could have killed me if and I was supposed to get a DNC. I didn't want to go, and then I ended up having just this traumatic experience at home, and just, I don't want to get into it because y'all will throw up. But
Yeah.
it was like, what they have to do to save a mother's life, is God really going to be like, oh, no, that was wrong? You should have
I mean, if you ask
let the
me,
mother die.
yeah.
So we're saying the
Mama
baby's
gone.
already passed.
No, I'm just playing. Hey, look.
Even when
Nah,
the baby
Depending on the mama. Depending on the mama.
You better save my baby.
There
I'm
is-
not gonna lie. You asked me though, like,
I want
if
my
I was
baby
in the
back, baby
position
back.
and I ain't never mind, I ain't gonna.
Oh,
There's
You
situations.
always saying that because
You're probably
you.
watching too.
But no,
Cool.
there's situations where
Nah,
they
I
can
was gonna
save
say
the baby.
we can have another baby. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like-
Because they can save the baby and let the mother die, and then the
But
baby
some
will
people
live.
would be like, the child come first, say the baby.
They do.
The mother, I've seen. Well, okay, that might have just been some Facebook stuff,
Yeah,
but I see where the
certain-
mother will be
I'm
like,
saying, I wouldn't say that.
say, baby, like,
Cause you my like partner.
I mean, even
I
if
don't even know this.
they can't come to me like that.
But the thing is, even in certain instances, we can talk about the lower percentages. Like, and I'm not
Yeah,
gonna make
that's-
the whole podcast on like abortion,
Yeah.
but
Too late.
I'm just gonna say like some of those instances where it's debatable. It's like, okay, like I'm not like, if I was in that situation where if my daughter, there was a situation like that happened to her, I don't know what I would do. So
Yeah.
if anybody is like, bruh, we're gonna have to get rid of this. Hey, I'm praying for you that God leads you to whatever decision you need to make. I'm saying I'm trying to put this on do not disturb.
And adoption. Nobody ever talk about adoption.
Okay, because that's not a no.
I mean,
Absolutely
so
not.
we got money in the government for everything else. Why can't we create a program? Say We'll pay you a year's
Why
worth
is
of
that?
salary.
Why'd you say no? Like, why is
I
that?
would.
That
You
because
gonna
they
be
basically,
honest?
what I'm doing for my body,
What,
what
they
I've
gonna
got to
have
go
to do
through,
I would
it's so hard.
I would
Oh.
definitely get an
Look,
abortion
give them
before
a
I
year's
do
salary,
adoption.
whatever their job is. It's only 9 months, 10 months. Give them a year's salary, whatever it is. Put that. I'm sure, because you got people, everybody and their mama
If you
complaining.
gave
Oh,
them
I can't
incentives
have a
to have
baby.
the
I
baby,
can't do it. I
Yeah,
can't.
I still
All right.
would.
Well, here's this government
people
program
would,
where
though.
women are paid to have children they don't want, paid a year's salary, whatever rate, and
I don't know. That did
Because
sound
I
good,
don't
but
think
then
they're
I
gonna
started
take
thinking about
care.
it. I don't know if
I
that'd
don't
be
know.
and then
good.
they start
Ain't no way.
farming babies.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
they're just.
You have to
I
live
think they're
with the
just
fact
He
that
said
putting
to
baby
take
money.
babies all costs. You know what I'm saying?
I think they just sending
That ain't
money to
coming
the
out my
right
If it's
place.
good, you know what I'm saying, good homes.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. Like, I'm not giving someone my
I
child,
know the system is
and then
messed
you
up.
have to stress
That's the only
the
reason.
rest
Well,
of
it
your
would be
life
different.
knowing is your child taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, that's the. I guess that's
So many
well. So you just
situations
rather
where-
send it on to the
To the
to the
Lord.
multiverse.
One of the
Hey.
places they go.
Hey.
Go ahead, go to heaven, go to the
No.
Lord.
Dang,
one
that's
of the
crazy.
to one of the places
You don't
they
even
going,
get a
but we
chance.
don't know for
Said,
sure.
nah,
That's
I don't
a-
want it on Earth, but you can send it somewhere else.
I think we gotta.
Send it back.
We
Yeah.
gotta know. We gotta know for sure. But you know, every time we bring up politics, people are like, "Oh, separation of church and state." But it's like, okay, we
I
can
hear that.
discuss two different ones.
I hear
and-
that, but I've also seen arguments where it's like that's not really what that means, and there's so many different examples where there was like Christian policy back then, just different little things like that.
Yeah, I had to look more into what that actually
Yeah,
means
that's what
for
I
one.
get.
But even if it means what they think it means, like, is it illegal to kill someone? And then what do we count as someone? Like, is this a human? Like,
Right.
morals and ethics, we can't
2
get
more weeks,
morals and
it'll be
ethics
a
without
human.
God.
Yeah.
So we're just making up stuff. Like, if we go by separation of church and state, like
Well, they're
the
probably
Bible
trying to use
says that
science, I
we're
guess.
all human, but the state said that certain humans were worth less than white people. So, did you want to apply separation of church and state there in the same context?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't really think this stuff all the way through. Like, all right, consistently, are you sure? Because the church is the reason a lot of these morals were put in place to help y'all, to help everybody. When I say y'all, I'm talking about these crazy people that are talking, not you people. No different. So there's a quiz that I want to take. Want everybody to take. Even in the chat, if you want to type your answers in, whatever you want to do. If you want to shout your answers out, if you want to keep me ahead, whatever you want to do. So it's like 10 questions. So you answer yes, no, or unsure. So, and this is gonna, I'll tell you what it's gonna do at the end. So, should transgender people be allowed to compete in sports aligned with their gender identity?
No.
Oh, align with their gender identity.
Yeah.
Right. So a man feels like a woman.
Yeah,
It's
That's a
big-
no.
it is.
And
It's a
if y'all want to
negative.
put it in the chat, put your answers in the chat. This is gonna help us understand like who we should vote for or who our policies in our
Align
mind are
with.
more aligned with. So,
Oh,
like
man.
I said, the
But
first one, should transgender people be allowed to compete in sports aligned with their gender identity? Yes, no, unsure. Okay, cool. Number 2, should abortion be legal in most circumstances? Yes, no, or unsure.
Should abortion be legal or
Legal.
illegal? Should abortion be legal?
In most circumstances.
I don't
Like, if we
exactly
think about a
have an opinion.
percentage.
Like I don't really think I agree with abortions, but I wouldn't say like I just would.
As far as
I would need them to
policy,
be.
I have to say unsure when it comes to
Yeah.
I would say
policy.
unsure
I wouldn't
because
say I would be like super against it or super like we need abortions, we need them, they're necessary. Like I also don't feel like we should. I don't feel like why. I don't feel like we should be making laws about it either.
I feel
Like,
like
so,
people will try.
I
I
think
feel
that's
like
what my
people will
thing
do
is.
more of the right thing if it's illegal. So like I'm gonna be more careful. I'm gonna, maybe take birth control, or I'm gonna make sure my kid is not just going
I
out with
don't.
her boyfriend.
so
every
without
night.
the
They surely
abortion
won't.
ban,
I feel like if it's illegal,
what are most of the, if you think about most of the circumstances, just to make sure everybody's clear, making sure most of the circumstances that people get abortions for or
Right.
would get abortions
So
for.
the
would be
exceptions
legal.
being,
I think we should.
Yeah, I know the
you know what I'm
exceptions.
saying? The
but
exceptions being the R word, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your cousin,
So
you know what I'm
that
saying? Like some
could
weird stuff. Like,
be
all right,
debatable.
of course, that's a separate discussion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something we could
but
talk
the
about
majority
later.
is just
But
like
the point is,
my body, my
y'all
choice.
ain't the ones doing that. So stop talking.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
just
what
for-
about?
just to get it just because you had an accident? Like,
Like, oh, forgot my birth control this month. Dang.
and then I think
That's
okay,
on
and
you,
then
bro.
also I think the appeal that you can, like, if you're just like early 17,
Somebody-
7 weeks,
Oh, not Plan B.
you know, no, not Plan B. Plan B is just
It's
to
like Plan
prevent
C.
you. Yeah, Plan C. So like you can because they actually go in and the baby can feel it and they can, they put these things in to pull the baby out, but they actually have a peel before the baby even really forms to like.
I think that's what the lady took.
Yeah, and so I think.
Yeah, but she was probably. I think she was far along though.
I have no idea. I
And
don't
she
know
probably
what
tried to take it later, but I don't know. But I think
Yeah.
I think I'm still
So
would
it's,
say
it's
unsure.
unsure.
yeah, I'm still unsure.
Yeah, let's leave it
Unsure.
at that.
All right. Is climate change a significant threat that requires urgent action?
Unsure.
Unsure.
I mean, I feel like I got a 50-50 answer there too. Like,
Yes.
it
no,
requires action, but like, are we worried about the ozone layer disappearing tomorrow? That's not necessarily, but maybe my kids or my grandkids might have to deal with that. So like, we could take some common sense steps to whatever that means. You know
I
what I'm
think it's
saying?
a real
Like,
thing.
Okay.
I don't
So
think it's
more
made up
so
necessarily.
Like,
Like, I feel like
you deal with it.
So
I
it's not
guess?
like first priority,
maybe,
but like
I feel like
Yeah.
it's not necessarily even something we control to that extent. Like, obviously humans have had an impact, but our planet goes through cycles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the
I mean,
reality of
we're
it. There's
if we're not being
highs, lows.
clean,
Like, this is a pattern.
like
There's an
what
ice
we're
age coming
putting
up in
out.
so many years. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, it just
The way
being
we run
cleaner,
now.
cleaner air. Like, yeah, I think we should definitely be doing that. It's even better for the human body. Like, we're breathing in all these chemicals.
What
and
about
toxins.
like making every house solar panels? On the roof. Like how far some people are going with it. Like some people. I don't know if there was like the Green New Deal that they were talking about. Like, do you think that is okay?
I don't know
No.
exactly what that is. I would say that's pretty. I would think that's
More electric
that
The Green
offsets
New,
like
the
your.
Green New Deal was extreme, and it also hurt our economy. Like, stop.
It offsets
Drilling.
like your power. You know what I'm saying? Like, there might be a certain amount of energy that you could send back to the power company every month, and you might get a check for that. Like, I know people who have solar equipment. So, but past that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a lot of areas where we 100% could throw 100 solar panels. You know what I'm saying? Hospitals, parking garages, parking lots. Like, there's so many different areas where we've cut down trees, we've cut down. You know what I'm saying? We've destroyed whatever. Now we got these big cities. Like, okay, whatever. Put up your solar panels. I don't necessarily like. There's arguments against wind farms. So it's like, if is the money worth it? But I'm not sure. I'm not. You know what I'm
Is it
saying? I don't
killing
have an
birds?
exact. Yeah, like weird stuff. I'm not exactly sure on that.
So yeah, unsure.
Number 4. Should the government prioritize reducing income equality and addressing social justice issues?
Government work on reducing income inequality.
Should
and
the government
reducing
prioritize
social-
reducing
prioritize.
income
That's different.
inequality? So, trying to make should the government
So
what
like
is it?
different races, different genders are being paid equally.
Yeah.
Should be getting
I
paid.
just don't
should
feel
be
like that's a priority right now.
I wouldn't say it's like
Americans-
a forefront, like something they should be running on. Like, if you take a look at our country, we have these crazy, like, yeah, they try to down. It's so mind blowing to me that they try to downplay it and be like, "Oh, you're wrong. It's not 15 million. It's only 11 people that were let in illegally." Are you serious?
Yeah, that's crazy.
11, only
They
11
got
million
average,
people are in our country, and you can't
Average
get
like
them out.
6,000 daily when in the Biden administration.
Yeah.
And with Trump was in office, it was like 2,000 a day. They were getting let in.
And the
2,400 or something.
if it and they're saying, oh, we need to let them in.
1,000
Can
a
they stay in
day
your backyard?
before 1,000 a day before. Well, maybe that was during COVID since they were stricter, but before COVID it was like 2,400 with Trump.
Yeah. So the rate.
I mean, Trump was hard about border protection, immigration, but Obama was also. Obama was harder than everybody, all of them on that. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
necessarily
So
see the
it's not a Democrat
the
versus Republican issue.
the income inequality
Yeah,
as
I
much
mean,
as people say it is.
I mean, I think like
you get
women
hired
getting
for what you
paid,
get.
less than men for doing the same job. Like I've definitely experienced that.
I feel like that might happen at your level of employment, but like at my job, you got my job, you make the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you work my shift, you get that differential. It's just that simple. But
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? A female construction manager might do something like you might end up with $10,000-$12,000 less a year, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, usually they compare like yearly salaries. They don't talk about how
Hourly
much,
pay or
how many
something like that.
hours men is working.
Right.
They don't talk about like how much men decide to come to work, over going to that piano recital for their kids. You know what I'm saying?
But then you have
we at work
situations-
instead a lot of those times.
You have situations like with men versus women's sports. Like women get paid less than men, but people go to the men games
Like WNBA, NBA.
and are willing to pay more than they are for women. Movies, a Marvel movie with a male character is going to make way more money than a Marvel movie with a lead woman character. Like, so they have to get paid. You can't pay them the same because you're not making
The
the
W
same.
was a W.
What's
NBA?
that? The one?
Oh, WNBA? Yeah.
Bro, it's
They struggling.
funny, like people that argue about them not getting paid enough.
They don't make
They
it.
not going
They
to the
don't bring
games
in as
anyways.
much income.
They not even going to the games.
Maybe if they could dunk a basketball.
These women should
You
be
know what I'm
making
saying?
more
Like,
money. It's like
if it was an exciting
these
show.
women are not making more money because you ain't going. The person
You ain't
complaining,
paying for
you're
the
not going to the
tickets.
game.
Exactly.
You're not buying the jerseys.
You don't even want to watch it. So what are
Yeah,
you
they're
talking?
not.
And you gonna blame people that are getting paid? Like you know what's going on.
So people, you want
Some
to
of these
see men
situations.
more than you want to see women, and that's why. So
But hold on now, not a plan.
you want to
I'm
fight
saying
for
certain
equal.
instances, I guess.
So it is definitely not. It's not a priority.
Yeah, I would say it's not a priority.
But they're
also.
pushing. They're making
I would
for
say
like
a
a
priority
bigger
is
market for
immigration, our
WNBA.
economy.
You know what I'm saying? But it just comes down to
I know
like
some of the NBA players are actually paying, or they're taking money from NBA to pay WNBA on some level too. I don't know if people know that.
Yeah,
but
I've
that's
heard
a
that.
thing.
I've heard that too. Exactly.
Should government take more lenient approach to immigration policies?
No.
Should it be more lenient on the immigrant system?
No.
I cannot believe you.
What that comment just like
Gaslighting
where
is
are
very
they? They must be
dangerous.
at the
They might
beginning.
be. They might be like in a different section of the video.
Yeah, they gotta be.
Gaslighting is very dangerous because we said something about gaslighting earlier.
Yeah.
Six
just-
should help. Oh wait, everybody said no. We shouldn't take
On
a
that.
lenient approach, right?
No.
On what?
We shouldn't be more lenient on immigration. I mean, especially now.
Definitely
It's
not.
like,
What
I
are
think
we
I
talking
think we
about?
leniented enough.
We should close. Like, what's up? Throw the wall up. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
Stop flying them over here.
Well, they're flying them to Mexico. Like, people are flying from
Mine's
China
probably about to die.
to
You have your
Brazil.
notes?
Yep.
6, should healthcare be considered a right for all citizens? Yes, no, unsure.
Yes.
So
I don't see why not. We can pay for everything else.
So you mean like universal healthcare?
I
Sure.
definitely think
we're saying like Canada, basically. Like people complain. See, that's what I'm saying. Like people sit there and this is all Facebook. Like, oh, Canadians have to wait such and such and such to go to the doctor or whatever it is. Like, I need to find out the specifics on that because when I hear Canadians talk about it, they seem to be pretty content. And so do people in like New Zealand or Switzerland or something like that. Like, they don't seem to be complaining. Like, they're like, I'm happy to pay that little bit of extra tax. So it's
I
like,
definitely wouldn't mind
if I
paying
could
extra taxes
choose-
to make sure everybody was taken care of, especially people suffering with cancer and afraid to lose their life.
100%.
And I
Like,
think that comes down to government spending. Like we need to prioritize our budget, and
yeah,
we need to
instead
put
of,
more money
this country
here.
needs 63 billion.
Yeah,
This, you know what I mean? Like,
trillions of dollars.
what could
to
that
fund
money be
wars.
used for in our country?
Yeah.
Like that's what Trump is trying to help people understand is
Oh wait, Trump is for universal health care?
I
no,
don't think so.
but Trump is
Oh.
for if you ain't doing nothing for my country, I'm not sending you any money.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we're taking care of so much of the world. Like, we're like the world's big brother. And so, at what point does America need its own resources for its own citizens? We can keep here bringing so much in. At what point do we run out?
Yeah, because we so much in debt with ourselves, it's ridiculous.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So if we go back to like the time of kings and queens and like you got a castle and they control a certain area, like there is no, the kingdom can just make gold. The kingdom can just give you an IOU. Like the farmer needs that money to pay his employees and they need that money to go get bread. Like it's very direct, and it just wouldn't work in the sense that it's working now. Like, oh, well, we'll just keep bringing people inside the kingdom. They got a set amount of food for the next, you know what I'm saying? Say it's the winter set for the next 6 months. And so y'all keep bringing people in. Guess what's going to happen? Now you have starving commoners. What does that lead to? Now they're revolting against the king. So good luck.
What happened? One.
64283. No, I'm just playing. Because that's more like a left-leaning view, right? Universal healthcare.
Probably.
Should there be stricter gun laws to reduce gun violence?
No, because the
How
people
dare
that
you.
have the
Strict.
guns are illegal. Like there's taking guns.
But that
They're
would
not
mean
their
that
guns.
that would mean that okay, so basically they're taking it from legal gun owners, what you're saying. So that's kind of my point.
Or
Like
they're getting illegally.
I'm not really 100% sure on the situation. I don't even think the media is 100% sure yet. Like so for the shooting that happened in I think it's Barrow
The recent
County.
one?
His
in the
dad bought him that gun to
Yeah,
go
so that's
hunting.
what people are saying, but that's not even like when I read up the article like they're like that hasn't been confirmed. And that was like a week after it.
No, his dad, out of his mouth, said
Okay.
it was
So
his gun, and he had access to his
So-
gun.
if that wasn't the case, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously his dad is probably a little slower than most. Because if your son is investigated by the FBI, and then you proceed to buy him a gun, like he's probably gonna get what's coming to him. But say dad is a lawful gun owner, he keeps his guns locked up in a safe, uh, whatever it is, the kid is able. Because I could get into my dad's safe when I was a kid living in my
We
parents' house.
definitely got into grandma's.
So a lock
do it?
stops an honest man. You know what I'm saying? A lock is there for somebody that's, oh dang, like. But if that kid wants that gun, I'm sure they can figure out how to get that safe open. Let's make it that simple. So that kid can get the gun from the lawful gun owner the same way, and then go and commit that shooting. So he just circumvented your process that way, just by stealing from someone else, whether that's his own family, whether he went and kicked in somebody's door, whether he went and stole it out of somebody's car, because that's a thing, leaving
could
guns
your
in your
kid-
car.
Could your child, being that you're thinking about that, get to your gun?
Definitely.
When?
If my
She's
kid-
made
Because
it.
I think
She's
your
made it a
point is
point.
like if sometimes the parents ain't thinking.
If they
I
really wanted
understand.
to take that gun to
Which
school,
kids? Oh, my kids.
Yes,
Oh, I
if-
thought.
if
Okay,
Kizzy
see, I
or-
immediately started thinking, like Trace and Stormy. So,
Oh,
like I don't leave it around. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Like
that
I put
how
it up
old
on
you
top
were
of the
when
fridge.
you got to the
Probably not.
I was like Phoenix's age.
well, like Cross, like
Okay,
I
so
could
that
figure
makes
it
more
out.
sense. So I would say, yeah, if they wanted to, they could. But
saying they can get like the code.
the
It's
key
not-
is in the
I mean,
the
if
key is in
Not
the
all
lock.
the time.
I don't look for it, but that's my thing. Like
We really be
I'm
like,
not
they're
looking
not
to
gonna do that.
inconvenience myself when I need my gun.
I feel you.
Like I put my
feel
gun
you.
up there on the safe, third shelf, you know what I'm saying, up. So it would take them some work. Like they're gonna have to, for one, my gun is usually
If he's
with me.
really mad at someone,
So-
my gun is up there. If he's really mad at someone at school,
I'm
if
not
he
saying he
wanted to-
can't. I'm just saying
I don't think
it would
parents think
take
about
real
these things.
effort. I just don't see them having a actual opportunity to do it. Like it's never Okay, that's a
That's
lot
what I'm
too.
saying.
Because they are home occasionally by themselves, but
Well,
he
some
would
of y'all
have to
need
put
to
a lot
talk
in.
about it, figure it
No,
out.
that's what I'm saying. After the
So
school,
number
I mean,
eight.
I'm probably not going to change.
after the
So
school
number
shooting, I
8.
think we definitely changed our thoughts.
Should the U.S. government focus on social programs and increasing taxes for the wealthy?
Social programs do not matter. I do not care about people's feelings right
What
now.
is
I
that?
want to have
Social
a country.
programs? Is that like safe space for your hurt or like what is that?
Um,
Social
I mean, I feel
program?
like that could go. I mean, like when you say it, it makes me
Taxes for
think
wealthy?
like paid therapy for transgender men and women, like
Oh,
paid surgeries. Like
yeah,
that's
our
the
money
kind of
ain't
thing
going
that
there.
Our money is already going to these prisons, and
they
these
do
people
it
in
in
prisons
prisons.
are able to get
You
sex
telling me I'm
changes.
paying for that?
Yes, you are paying for
Man,
that.
I'm leaving, bro. No, just playing. Should the government expand efforts to ensure voting rights for all citizens?
Yes,
What does that mean?
that you need
Citizens.
to be a citizen. You need a birth certificate
But
when
wait,
you go to the
so
voting
is it
place.
Read the
difficult
question again.
for all? So, should the government expand efforts to ensure voting rights for all citizens?
Yes, because
Ensure
all
voting
these
rights for
illegal
all
immigrants that are
citizens.
coming in a lot of places, they're able to go get a license to vote. There's literally a sign at the DMV.
So we should expand rights to the illegal
Oh,
immigrants. Is
give
that
them
what you're
rights.
saying?
Oh no, we should
You're
not.
Talking
saying
about
to
expanding
citizens.
rights.
That to citizens
that
is
part.
different for me.
Citizen.
But
So
they're
can't
trying to
citizens
change the
already
way
be-
that immigrants can become citizens now. Like you can join the military,
Yeah.
They're
and
police
that's a
officers.
shortcut to get
And if you
to
help an
immigration
immigrant,
status.
illegal immigrant to be legal,
Yeah, you
they
need to
voting
be
for
you need to
dog.
be born here to be able to
Exactly.
vote.
Okay.
Well, okay. I mean, that's fine. Like basically, that's saying.
Because you can't be president unless you're born here.
Right.
So you shouldn't be able to vote unless you're born here.
I mean,
Well, what happens when someone comes over here and they move over here?
interesting.
I still think that would be better.
They could have kids and become citizens.
Do they let if an immigrant comes over here and they're a citizen now, or
You
what
can
do they
vote.
call it, a
think
resident?
so.
I don't know. They
If
can
you're a
vote.
permanent resident, I think so.
Okay.
I didn't think about that.
Is enforcing anti-discrimination laws more important than protecting religious freedoms?
What'd you say?
Is enforcing anti-discrimination laws more important than protecting religious freedoms?
Nothing is more important than
I would say it's
Protecting.
more important. What does protecting religious freedoms mean?
like the freedom to
the freedom
serve
to
God.
discriminate to make a to not make a gay cake for a wedding. That would definitely
No,
be
I
like
think-
one of the perfect examples.
Well, they had this lady. She went to prison. Well, she didn't go to prison. She went to jail, because she refused to marry two women because it went against her beliefs. They were trying to force her to do that. That they should not be able to fire her, let alone put her in jail because her beliefs say I cannot marry a gay couple. They should have found someone else to do it.
Yeah, I
So,
would say no. That's
the more
crazy.
no's that you put on the paper obviously means that you're more for Trump. Yes is for Kamala. Unsure means that you're an independent and you don't know what you're doing. You need to leave the country.
Oh,
I'm just
I'm
playing.
independent.
I'm
So
just
where we
playing.
going?
I'm just playing. So did anybody see the movie?
Nope.
Did anybody see the movie I Am Racist? Not that movie. Nope was okay. The
You
movie,
seen it?
yes.
I'm racist. Yeah, I wouldn't.
The movie was so hilarious. I cried laughing. I want to see it again. It was so funny.
That shit was
One of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Almost, I say this year at least. Like, oh my gosh, if you don't see that movie, then
It
I
was
want to
funny.
see it.
You're
We don't
missing out.
have the privilege of going to the movies. We have to wait till it
Brittany,
comes out.
we all have half the privilege inside.
We have
Wait,
kids.
you've got some of it too. I think, right?
Huh?
Let me stop.
We have
all,
kids.
we all have
We have to
privilege.
wait till they come out.
No,
Oh.
I'm half Mexican.
You have Mexican.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I lost
Alright.
out on that privilege.
You lost it.
I mean, I'm just saying. I didn't get that part.
Look, man, we got godly privilege. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
say.
We got the privilege of the Lord above. Okay, yeah, but movie was so funny. Everybody needs to check that out, bro, because it's hilarious. I wanted to go in and find out if I was half racist. So
He said, "Turns out I'm fully racist."
turns out I'm racist on both sides. That's turns out to find out. I'm just racist against myself from both areas.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I can get down with that.
I don't like myself. Oh,
Did you bring
love
that up
myself.
just the plug because Matt Walsh is gonna share us on his page.
Oh, okay.
But what'd you think? 64328
Look, Ashley,
I was gonna comment on it, but I thought you was gonna bring up something, so that's why I was like, I'm gonna wait.
Oh no! What was you gonna say?
Oh no, I just thought the movie was funny. How what made it so funny is the white people willingly going into spaces to just kind of almost degrade themselves to not be racist. I thought it was almost like a process of like
Yeah.
because of what's been done in the history. It
I'm
was
so
like
awful.
yeah,
see
and
the
it,
movie.
Like,
and it was
Can we get a little like? I don't know. Y'all don't want to do no spoilers, maybe, but
We just have to watch it.
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to spoil it for them.
Yeah.
well that I just thought that was like
But they got the trailer out there. They got this on the trailer, matter of fact.
okay.
They got
Yeah.
the white lady and the Asian lady. He actually got on a real show because he is DEI expert. He's yeah. He got on a real show. This is not just some made up stuff. Like if you look at Borat or if you've seen
Talking about the work workshop.
huh.
Talking about work workshop.
Well, that was the funniest part of the whole movie
Yeah,
to me.
no, that
But
was
I'm
hilarious.
not gonna talk about that. Just the part that was in the trailer where there was a white lady and an Asian lady, and he was like, "Can we do some practices now?" Sure. So I'm gonna stretch up and out of my racism, and he told the white lady, "This is more so for you and less for you, less for the Asian lady." He says, "Stretch up and out of my racism." And I was like, "They're doing it." Like, if you think the 200 years of slavery is gonna go away because you did a stretch. Bro,
It was so dumb. It was
like
almost
white
like a
people though
meditation.
over here saying, I think the first step to battling racism is to understand that we're all white people. We're all racist. It's like, bro,
Bruh, at the end of the day, we
Please.
all racist.
Are we talking
Everybody.
about where they like
Black
put
people,
themselves in chains and like bow in front of?
that's similar. It didn't show that in the movie,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, but they got close enough. I'm just gonna say they got close enough. It was hilarious, bro. Please go watch this movie.
All right, we gotta check it out.
Please, bro.
It ain't out yet.
It's
Yeah,
out.
it is.
It's in theaters.
We just how would they have seen it?
No, it ain't came out. But we can.
I can watch it.
How you gonna watch it? Cause you ain't finna leave me.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
I'm
bro?
gonna let y'all talk about that. Why?
Yeah.
Movies.
Still, what was
I watched
saying?
Godzilla in the movie when it was in the
So,
movies too,
question.
on the way to go
I
get
was
out.
having a conversation with somebody about this. Is Donald Trump racist?
No.
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
See, I like that answer because we don't know this dude for real.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't
know why people.
He might be. He could be. If he is, at least he's,
I
the
don't
uncomfortable
think he
things
is
that he
racist.
said, at least he said that to my face. Like, if you want to call him a racist, all right, okay, well, he's racist to your face. You know what he is. You know what you're getting.
I don't think he's a racist from the context that they're saying. The things that they're saying, the reasons that they're giving us to say this is why he's racist. No. They're
I guess also you can ask the question because I feel like maybe the reason they're saying it is if you don't have, and I'm not saying that this is what he does, but or at least from what they say, is that if you don't really care about black people and black people's rights and helping them, then they would probably call you a
okay,
racist.
but he definitely
Cool.
has, so they can't use that against him because.
Well, I'm not saying
he
whether he
helped
has or
so
not, but
many
I wouldn't even say that's
HBCUs, so
necessarily
many
makes
black
you
neighborhoods.
you racist.
If they're going to say
He's
that,
done
then
more for
Kamala
black
Harris
people.
and Joe Biden are racist.
Because she
they did
definitely
more
said,
for
"I'm not
Asians
doing
and
nothing
immigrants
for the black
in their
people."
4 years
And that's
than
what
for
I
black
said.
people.
Well, I was gonna say either way. I don't think that would make you racist.
There
I
was
think
hate
that would just
crime
make
stuff
you like,
passed. Like,
maybe like racial, like
I think they're still
They're
trying to make
using
lynching a
like
federal crime.
what is it? What is it? The boys, those,
Proud
five-
Boys
No, the five.
situation.
like racism would have to be a hate for
They're
somebody
trying to
based
say
on
he's-
their color. or
Yeah,
their
they're trying to
ethnicity.
say he's racist because of that, because he wrote in the newspaper.
Hmm?
The whole situation with those boys.
My
that
thing
he said
is,
should have got the death penalty.
Why
he
do
was not
people?
on that case.
Why do people have to be?
If I thought that 5 boys raped any color women, I would say some crazy things. Like, I think you should be guilty too.
Exactly.
My thing is,
If they were convicted.
If somebody
Exactly.
does something that's bad, right? Let's say he really just, I mean, If
how
you saw
people are
that
treating
situation,
Diddy.
most people were agreeing, like
That
from that
Diddy probably gonna
story.
get the death penalty.
Like I don't know why
Nah, he
people are
got
thinking,
off.
oh, Trump was the only guy that was thinking that this was a like. If what do we all do when we see situations
That's what I'm
on
saying.
TV?
Look at Diddy right
Like, what
now.
do you
We're
wanna
all
do to
making
the
memes. This
boy?
man got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. He got 784, rubber things.
And if any of the people come out
He's
innocent,
guilty.
we already
That's what
did
they're
it
saying.
anyway.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they already did it.
We
So it's the
already-
same thing. Like Trump already wrote that article. He
So-
already made his comment to the newspaper. It's too
And
late
he
for him to
wrote an
take it back.
article in the newspaper. They're treating it like he was Kamala Harris.
Throwing rallies.
No, being the actual judge.
The
like
prosecutor.
I'm the prosecutor. Like he was not the prosecutor. He had nothing to do with that. He just
He
wrote.
certainly didn't hide evidence to try to get somebody off.
That doesn't make
Um,
him racist.
Or I'm sorry,
I was
left
just gonna
on
say,
death
even
row.
with the
Because
what
that's
foreign
what
production
Kamala
just
did.
said, that still isn't.
Wait a minute, you got to read the comments because it was a
Well,
lot.
she
God.
said, of course he is. Look at the remarks. For example, Haitians eating cats and dogs. He has family
What's
members
the
that are
definition
associated
of a
with the
racist?
KKK.
Hating
He
one.
comes
Oh,
from
you
a
were
racist
talking about
background.
that.
Okay, if he
I was gonna say that
doesn't
still
make
doesn't
him-
make.
Is
yeah,
it hating
still
a
not-
one race
even
or
the
all
definition of a
races?
racist? That still doesn't make you a racist. That could make you like
It was a
prejudice
white.
towards a
He's
certain.
seen
It was
a
a white.
video.
Racism is a hate for
It was
people.
a white woman. What's
No, I was talking about foreign production.
No, I'm just-
It was a
Oh,
white
yeah.
woman. We know it was a white woman that was raped. I didn't want to say that. Any color woman meant I'm not going to hold a white woman in a higher regard than if it was a Mexican woman, an Asian woman, a black woman. If I heard that 5 men raped any women,
Say grape.
I would say
Grape.
raped. I would definitely.
Trump
I have feelings
seen the
about that.
video of the black woman eating the cat. She was definitely okay.
But like we
I-
said, you said he didn't say Haitian, but
He did
probably,
not say
probably
Haitian.
He was
assumed
talking
it
He
about
said
immigrants. I
they're
don't know.
He was talking
eating
about
the
immigrants.
cats, they're eating the dogs. That's not racist to repeat something that you've seen.
Yeah,
That's
my thing
stupid
is
to
one
say
thing.
Okay,
that's
so
a racist
of
comment.
course, Donald Trump is racist. Got it. So,
You
no,
gotta have a reason
Haitians
why.
eating cats and dogs.
Wait. His family members that are
Right.
associated with the KKK. He comes from a racist back.
Okay,
Okay.
we
I
also
feel like-
voted on Joe Biden. We also voted for
Yeah,
Hillary.
he
Hillary's
did
got a
He
picture.
did the eulogy for.
Yeah, and Hillary's got a
KKK
picture.
member.
She was best friends with the
Grand Wizard?
Grand Wizard of the KKK.
They all run deep with that. Like,
we
I don't know
loved
why
her
y'all-
at the DNC and her speech.
They went to Ohio and confirmed his comments are false. Okay, did you watch the city council meetings where the citizens are confirming that these
But my
people are
thing is-
eating the wildlife?
If they
definitely
actually
eating the
if they're
animals.
actually true, does that let's say that they're true, that wouldn't keep Trump from being racist if he was. So that's irrelevant.
Me saying
Ask a
somebody is
Haitian.
eating
Whether
an
it's-
animal
Ask
doesn't
a
make you
Haitian
racist.
American. Ask a Haitian
it's-
American who's been to the motherland. Like, do they do that? Do they eat cats?
Whether it's
See what they
true
say.
or
There's
not,
nothing wrong with eating cats. Like,
See what they
people
say.
eat cats. That doesn't make you racist.
That's what I'm
because-
saying.
But over here, you cannot do that.
That's what I'm saying. See
What
what
you
they
do
say.
over
Do
here?
they do that in Haiti? And they'll tell you.
They have goats walking around in Jamaica and they use it for food. We don't have that
It's
over
a
here
delicacy
in
to
America.
eat the.
They,
Is there a word?
in
for-
Dominican Republic, they eat the lizard. You know, we don't. It's illegal
It's a,
over
okay,
here
see,
to
it's a
eat.
delicacy to eat goat
iguana.
testicles in
But-
Africa.
It's a delicacy in Dominican Republic. You
Nah,
cannot
I
do
think
that
they do
over
that in
here.
Florida like that.
Because we say that no,
It's like a pest
no.
animal.
What's
You
his
can-
name
you
in
can kill
Florida? No, you cannot.
Yes, you can.
Because
Wanna bet? Can we Google
Tarzan got
things on camera?
arrested.
he targeted West
Tarzan
Indian.
got
Can we Google
arrested
things?
for
He
getting
targeted
iguana.
West
He might not have had the license.
He
That's the
targeted
same
West
thing as
Indians.
fishing
Who
without a
targeted West
license.
Indians?
I don't know about the situation.
He targeted West Indians.
How?
I don't know. I have to.
You have
Who
to
are West
explain that.
Indians exactly? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, are there an east?
My
Are there
thing
a
is,
south or a
like,
north?
How do you
Middle-
know the
middle
intention? How do you know the intention of a person? Because I was having a conversation earlier, and I was like, Trump could just be a mean person in some instances, but
Which
to
is fine.
assume it's racism, I think it's like
I would say
Why
if
does
Trump
someone
is
do
a
something?
full-blown racist, great. Guess what? At least we'll have a leader that can stand for our country. At least we'll have a leader that does not let 11 million people into the country.
If
Sound
I
like
knew
him.
somebody,
11
if
million
somebody
people.
is going to make it where I'm able to make $1 million a year versus someone who is going to make it where I am living in poverty, but the one that's going to help me
It's
make $1
gonna be
million
pretty
a year is
words.
racist,
Yeah.
and the other one is like not racist, I'm going
No,
for the
secretly
racist.
racist because In my eyes, as far and again, I'm not necessarily. I haven't been pro Trump. I've gotten less and less over the years, probably since like 2012, 2016. Like I just wanted like in my eyes, their wings are the same bird. Like politics is politics. They both play across the aisle, and oh well, Democrats prevented us from doing that. They were in control of the House, and like oh well, then Republicans were in control of the House, and we couldn't do anything. Like y'all are all full of it. They should fire all of you
I think that's what
and
Trump
start
did.
with
He was not a politician. He got there and
term
fired
limits.
everybody.
Y'all need to be in there. If you don't get nothing, like you have people who've been in there for 30 years and ain't wrote a bill in their life.
Mm.
But my point is if you're not doing anything, get out.
But that's what he did. He came in there. He was not a politician. He fired Democrats, and I don't know how many Democrats he fired, but he fired like 200 Republicans. He fired almost every get out. And
Yeah, and they're like, oh, well, you such and such, your general or your vice president, like all these people, and like, well, yeah, I stopped associating with those
What?
people. I got rid of them.
what?
I don't know what that.
Gail Magnus.
What is that?
Is that Phoenix?
It's my dad. Oh.
My
I was like,
gosh.
Grandma,
If you don't go to bed,
he didn't fire your daddy.
Why did he not ever make
Oh,
smart
listen.
remarks towards white
Yeah,
people?
yeah. Why does Trump never make remarks towards
he
white
definitely
people?
has
I guess
called
that's why I was like, Rosie
Hillary,
O'Donnell's the first person
I
that.
bet if
Rosie
I-
O'Donnell, Sleepy Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I
Like-
bet I could find, and I see we need that. We
He's
need that
talked even
feature where
about
we
his
can
own
YouTube right
friends.
quick, put it on the screen.
Ted Cruz, Lion Ted. That's like he loves Ted
I'm like
Cruz.
that's
Isn't
kind
Ted Cruz
of
Mexican? Or some kind of Hispanic.
he's
Cruz, right?
lying
You
about
can't do that.
honestly.
No, he's
Lying
definitely.
I know a white Gonzalez.
Ted-
But no, if
I love
Ted Cruz
Ted
said
Cruz.
something about a black
Ted Cruz is
person,
funny.
he's white enough to be looked at as a racist too. So that would
Ted Cruz
qualify.
is white.
I heard-
I was saying even if he is Mexican, he
Yeah.
would qualify
Yeah.
because they would say
Oh,
he's
yeah, he-
racist.
So that
he
boy
ain't
been
Mexican.
gentrified.
That boy, but yeah,
No, Ted Cruz is white. White.
If he looked white, I'd be like-
DeSantis is gonna be more.
but that's the thing. Like,
DeSantis wants to secede if Kamala. Well, I don't know if that was real. That might have been
Man,
BS.
I just feel like
I'm cool with that.
I just feel like
Like,
if
we can go to
somebody does something that
I
was
like Tulsi
mean
Gabbard.
towards a black person or says something mean towards a Mexican, we have
Other
to
than
like,
who
why
opposes
did they
him.
say it?
They,
Like, do
they
we know
could be a
why
mean
they
person,
said
like
it?
you said. They
That's what
don't
I'm
have to be
saying.
racist just to be. I'm mean towards
Trump be
everybody.
saying smart
What
stuff
is the
towards
difference
everybody, so-
between poor kids and white kids?
other than who opposes him?
What?
Wait,
I-
but why would
Joe
he
Joe
say
Biden
something
said
negative
poor
towards
kids
somebody
have the
who's on his
same
side?
opportunities as white kids do.
Yeah, and Biden also said if you don't know whether you're
That's
familiar
not weird to
or
you.
Trump,
If
then
you
you're
ain't
not
black.
black.
That's not,
I'm
none
like,
of that is weird to you. Kamala sat
yeah.
there and said,
I'm
"You
not
better
doing
thank
that.
a union member." But that's not weird to y'all. Like
yo,
y'all said
what
so
do you
many
carry in
different
your purse,
instances where she
Hillary?
tries. It's not like
said,
code switching where like
Hot sauce.
you
Is
let
it
a little bit
working?
of
You had
Decatur
it?
slip out, or you let like my mom like she could let a little bit of Compton slip out. Like that's a little bit of I forgot the code switch. I forgot to put on my business voice, my white girl voice. But Kamala doesn't have that. Instead, she has a created idea of what black people are, and y'all feed into it. And so y'all funny.
Man, it's videos where she says she's not black.
She says I was the first, what is it, East Asian or something
No,
like that?
she
The first
told-
East Asian president,
It
South
was
Asian, whatever
she told
it
us,
is.
she's like, oh, you. It
East
was her and her
Indian?
sister. She's like, oh, you thought we were black? Like, no, we're not black. We're Indian. Like, she was like kind of offended. Her dad said he is not black.
He's
He is
Jamaican.
and he said that he had his family had slaves. And the thing is, Kamala is not how we are. Like, our descendants were
African
born
American
into
is
slavery
different than you have
here
brown
in
skin.
America. You cannot relate to us.
She tries so hard, like I used to smoke weed. Might not say that. Oh, she said I used to smoke weed while listening to Tupac and Snoop
and
Dogg. In '84. What are we talking
We're
about?
saying that her husband is scarier to me than Trump. Okay.
Who? Kamala's husband?
Yeah.
He a little weirdo. But I ain't gonna
I don't
say-
know
You
who
know,
her
I don't
husband
know.
is.
On the Revolt,
That's weird. What does her husband
they
have
had
to
an
do with
episode.
anything?
They had an episode where, do y'all feel some type of way about Kamala being married to a white man? I was like,
Oh my god, that was so
What's
horrible.
revolt?
She did not even let them speak. I hated that. I hated that whole thing.
yeah.
What's
I
revolt?
It's like
think-
she wants to sit here and talk about what's wrong with black women. You.
She got to get a
Who?
different
Who?
host.
I was trying to show it to you, but
But
you.
even
It's a
even
video.
it's
Who is the person, bro?
I don't know her
it's some
name.
weird
God, no.
to veg. I forget. It's not Taraji.
I was about to say that. I was about
No,
to be
no.
like, yes. Look.
Yeah, it was
What'd you
some
say?
type of.
Huh?
I forget if
Taraji.
y'all know the name
I was about to be
of
like,
who
yes.
this lady was. If y'all seen that,
No, she's
Um,
not. She's not. She's on the. She's like on the Dream.
What is the dream?
it's a Revolt
What is
channel.
Revolt?
It's like a.
If you look at Revolt
yeah.
on YouTube,
Oh.
he asking a lot of
You-
questions.
I'll
I've asked, what is
You
Revolt
like-
3
she
times?
doesn't
That's a
have-
lot.
She's not like that famous. Like she's nobody. She just.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's a little bit
It's
of
just
somebody.
they had
I
a
just thought it was
conversation
somebody
while they were
important.
watching the debate. They had in the
She want to
beginning.
know
they
what
watched the
did
debate.
women feel some type of way because like it is true. Like that's why I said like everybody's slick kind of racist.
Oh, you're talking about this where they showed like
Prejudice.
3 people who were undecided?
Wait, you want an answer
Or was that different?
without using Kamala to defend yourself? Just
What happened?
type the question in again.
What is the question?
And we'll try to answer it like specifically.
Why do people not?
Because it's a lot of stuff being said, so we're trying to follow it. So
But like,
Tell me why
do
you
we feel
support
some type of
Kamala
way?
without mentioning Donald Trump.
Why do we support? We don't.
No.
no.
asking
Is
her.
that what he was asking us though?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that the only question I see is why do not he ever make smart remarks towards white people?
That's what it said. Okay, I thought you.
That's what it says.
I thought you
I'm a good reader.
But
it's a
I thought you were
youngin.
trying to be
You know what I'm
And
saying?
wait,
Nah.
I thought she was making jokes. I was like,
Because-
"Damn, what?"
because
Okay,
women
that's what he said. That's what the call. Okay.
women feel some type of
You just
way
type
when
it
a
fast.
black man marries a white woman. So it was, do we feel some type of way that a black woman
Man,
married
Brittany,
a
look
white
what
man?
you did. Look what you're doing to our economy.
That's
I was
what
Can't
That
believe-
confused me.
Huh?
I
don't even
can't
know
marry
what has happened.
nobody.
I am not the same. I am not one
White
of them.
people gonna be mad at me.
I am not white, so that ain't got
Honey,
nothing to do
you
with me.
shouldn't be
We're
talking
both
to
mixed.
somebody
do
like
not
that.
support either of them.
I'm mixed. I married somebody else
Okay,
that was
so
mixed.
what is the question to?
Mixed
I just
people
want
can't-
an answer.
Mixed
What is
Do
the
I
people
not
gotta marry
support
mixed folks.
either? Okay, I don't support either. What's the
Jesse bored.
Just ask your question again, and so we can know which question we missed, and we'll try not to use a Kamala's name, or if that makes the question easier to understand.
I just need the question.
Yeah. So in the revolt, I was like, bro, like even Michaela, I was like, she doing a little too much too. I ain't gonna lie. I know she like obviously there's some people
She was
I agree with
frustrated.
their statements, but it's like you can't stoop down to the same level of the host.
Well, I
You
don't
gotta
know.
know how to step higher and be like, bro,
We say that, but we wasn't in her seat, so Michaela did good to me because I would have had to leave.
I mean, I feel like she did okay, but she's getting started. I don't think somebody like Candace Owens would have held herself like that.
She could be the next
She-
Candace Owens. That I can see that.
I don't know, cause Candace Owens still young. She ain't going nowhere.
No, I'm saying though, like the Michaela she's educated.
I
Like,
think she does good, but she just needs to like know.
She has to build herself. Yeah,
Know what she can get out.
she
and know
shouldn't
what
have
she
been
can,
on a type
you know?
of show like that. Like, I think she has to.
I mean, that's gonna help her, but she just gotta calm down, cause like that don't look good on anybody to get riled up like that.
I feel
But
like
I heard
Candace
what-
Owens
I heard what
gets
she was
definitely
saying.
Wild up.
Oh, Candace Owens will,
She
but
gets
she
like
calm though. She know how to-
passive aggressive, like
Yeah.
like I'm smarter than you,
Candace
man.
Owens is good with her words. Like
Yeah.
she knows she can.
She know how to.
But she
know
know
how to
what
get
she's
the
talking
frame
about
back.
more often
Candace
than not.
Owens knows how to get the frame back, so she'll say.
Yeah.
So basically, you're just gonna host and you're not gonna let anybody speak. She'll say that.
Yeah.
And change the frame, and if they don't comply, they're gonna look foolish. So she knows how to play that battle a little better.
Dang, I forgot what we were talking about.
Black women.
No, not right now. It was earlier, but I wanted to mention that bill that you were talking about, because you were talking about like going back and doing research.
The
like-
bill where they signed the immigrants.
It basically was a bill designed to, if illegal aliens, like it's specific, the summary is like 2 pages long, not 2 pages, 2 paragraphs long, and it basically says if they're convicted of sex crimes or domestic violence, then they get deported. Like that's grounds for deportation. And 158 Democrats said no. 158 Democrats tried to deny the bill. And at first, I saw a video of it, so I was like, no way. Like, the stats are literally 158 tried to deny the bill to 0 Republicans. So I went on the, like, clerks.house.gov or something like that. And I mean, that's literally what it was. 158 Democrats were the only ones to say no to the bill, and it was that simple. The bill was, if they're convicted, that's grounds for deportation. That's
Really
it.
bad say teleport.
So Democrats said no. You
Teleport
said
'em
zero
across the border.
Republicans said no.
0 Republicans. All Republicans said yes. That's what that means.
That they should be they
They should be deported, right?
My
And
thing is,
100
bro, like, I don't care who you are. Like, let's take it on a working level.
Got his eyes closed.
Yeah, I had to think about my words. I had to see
I'd
them,
be doing that
visualize
too.
them.
Like,
But if we're working at a place, a warehouse, whatever, the boss is mean. I don't like the manager, right? How much is he paying me? I like this manager, but you ain't giving
Or
me
you don't play with
nothing.
my hours.
I'm picking the mean dude. I don't care if he racist. What am I getting out of the deal?
exactly, because
Yeah.
you're gonna.
This
You
other
know what I'm
this other
saying?
nice
Like,
dude keep hiring other people to be nice to, and now my hours are getting cut back. So-
because of you, I can form my own company and fix racism on a different level. I can't make you stop being racist. But what you're
Yeah.
giving me is helping me solve or help the
That's like-
racist problem on a bigger scale. That's why you got people that are able to open their own movie studios to put out, like, you know, you got Spike Lee. He's able to work and put out, and I don't agree with Spike Lee on everything, but he's able to push the narrative how he wants to.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, Tyler Perry. He's able to push this narrative
So
how
Tyler
he wants
Perry
to.
is for Trump.
I would say,
Put
wait,
that
wait,
out
wait.
there.
I
Go
forgot
look
what
at
you
it. Go
said.
do your research.
What would you just say again?
Something about like the manager that you're working
Oh yeah,
for.
yeah. So
What
that's
is
like
he doing for you?
that's the same thing as in my eyes as like welfare programs. So say food stamps, for example. You have to be making less than this amount of money, working less than this amount of hours. You have to have this amount of money in expenses, and like such, you know, like, okay, so it might not be the same thing now. I don't honestly know, but food stamps or Section 8, but like Section 8 back then, I believe was your husband cannot live in the house. And so that was a tool that they used. Like, here's this extra little bit of money, help you out. Here's some food stamps, help you out.
But you can't.
But I'm gonna break up the black family.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. And so
There's a
not
big
only
trend of
are we
men.
breaking up the black family, but you can't have your husband back. You can't go get a better job, because as soon as you get that better job, guess where all that extra money's going? To the bills that you weren't paying, because now you have a real rent. Now you don't have a Section 8 $19 a week house. Now you don't have food stamps, $500 or whatever it is. You know what I'm
It
saying?
keeps you down. That's why Trump wants
It
to
keeps
get
you down.
rid of welfare. And everybody is fighting him against that, but he's trying to create a new system that where we can actually grow. But a lot of people don't want to grow. They want the free things. They want the food stamps. They want the welfare. They don't want the opportunities.
It's a trend that's happening now, and they talked about it on that show on Revolt, that there's a trend of black men leaving the Democrat Party. It's a
I feel
lot
like
of
people are
black
just
men.
waking up, man.
It
Like
is so
they've been
many.
pulling the wool over people's eyes for so long. It's like at some point you're gonna realize that every 4 years they lie to you, they get you real excited about something, then they make you scared, and then elections come around.
And then so anybody pushing the narrative that, oh, Trump is racist, like you didn't go and research anything. You didn't even go and that's the thing. They don't even want to go listen to what Trump has to say. Let me just hear him out. I feel like in any situation,
Yeah, like,
if anybody
They'd rather
says
paint him as a
anything,
felon.
I don't like with Obama, you know, people that were against Obama and Michelle, they want to say Michelle was a man and Obama was the Antichrist. You know what? I want to hear it for myself. I want to hear what you got to say. With Jehovah Witnesses, you know, they're like, oh no, they believe in this, they believe in that. Okay, that's cool. Let me go see for myself if they do, you know. Let me listen to you. Let me hear you out. So for me, I'm not going with Project 2025 and abortion ban nationwide and, oh, Trump is a
Why wouldn't he
racist.
do any of that in his first term?
That don't scare me. I want to go and I want to hear you, but they don't. They want you to take their word for it, and they don't want you to go and actually listen to what he has
Why
to say.
don't people get like upset about it enough to go look and see if he
They
actually
don't
said it?
want to do
Because
that.
that's how
They
I
like
feel.
running with the
The
story.
story.
When I
Yeah.
hear Trump
They wanna
say
believe.
certain things that they clip out, and I'm like, dang, that's messed up. Why would he make fun of this mentally ill person?
Then you play
I
the
go
next
look it up, and I'm
10
like,
seconds or the previous 10
oh,
seconds.
he does that with everybody.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
he didn't
it's not
actually.
he didn't know the guy. Like he wasn't. I don't think he knew the guy had that situation
yeah.
going on. So he just does that, and then they show the guy. It's like
That was so funny.
It was
That was
like
when I
a-
didn't
yeah.
like Trump. Like there were so many things. Like the thing that turned him into a felon now. Like whatever he did to pay that lady off so she didn't try to tell her story to ruin his presidency. Like I knew about that when I didn't like Trump. And bro, I did not care. It was never a thing that was like, oh, you paid off that lady.
his son's more racist. Whatever you say, Trump will always have a racist bone in his body.
You have to get
His
like what is
son
our
is
evidence?
more racist.
Stop lying. You know he's racist. Admit
His
it.
son is more
What
racist.
is racism? That's what I want to know. Now,
That's a good
define
question.
His
racism.
kids is weird
Watch
looking.
the movie Am I Racist?
Nah, the boys? The boys?
I
Nah,
found out.
Barrett
Man, listen.
Trump.
Nah, that's
what
a little
spectrum of
boy. That's a
racism
little
I
boy.
have.
I'm talking
He's not
about them
little no
grown.
more.
Alright, I don't care about it. I'm talking about his grown sons.
Jesse, are
Look
you
weird.
racist? That's a question.
Donald Trump Jr. looked like a creepy manager at the
Barrett
office.
Trump is gonna marry a black
What?
woman. Why?
Yeah, I saw that. That's the part where I like literally started crying, bro.
Right.
That's so funny. We don't want to say it because we
Like the
we
word
gotta see it.
racism is so played out at this point. Like people just
my
throw
thing
it out
is
Yeah,
with
bro. He
anything.
could be racist. Let him be racist. Shit.
My thing
Fix
is
the
this,
economy.
like-
Play that word out.
Racist, the word, right? it takes away from people that are prejudiced against white people, prejudiced against black people, and prejudiced against Mexicans. If Mexicans don't like Hispanics and Hispanics don't like Mexicans because of their race, like I've heard people say, them
I've heard
Nicaraguans, them
Mexicans
people
don't like
from
blacks.
El Salvador, them Dominicans. I'm not talking about white people.
Bruh, Dominicans cannot
True
stand
Africans don't like
Haitians.
African
We
Americans.
have
Man,
to
they
change the
hate
word.
us.
It's
They
they-
Dominicans
hate
cannot
us.
stand Haitians because they say they're dirty and nasty.
So
And
it's really
Dominicans
a-
can't stand nobody. Dominicans can't stand Mexicans. They can't stand Puerto Rican. And that's all a big triangle. I will say that. Like, they all hate each other. You know what I'm saying?
And it's really a racial prejudice that's the word we have to say now
Prejudice.
because it's semantics. When we talk about racism, like
you got to
when
have
I say somebody's racist, I mean they don't like me because of my race.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to leave it that simple, but now you have to fit a certain
You
criteria
got
to
to
be
have the
racist.
ability
You
to
have
be
to be white.
powerful enough.
You have to have ancestors that benefited from the system. So it's like, what's the difference in racism
Yeah, so Kamala-
and systematic racism now?
No, that's what
Is it the
racism
same
is.
thing?
Yeah, that's what racism
Like,
has
that
always
should be
been.
different, you know?
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like
How
black
do you
people are
qualify?
technically able to say, I don't have the ability to be racist because I can't take your neighborhood and tax you out of it. Or rewrite
Yeah.
the county lines so you can't vote in my election.
And you know what? I don't have a problem with somebody saying that if they're not disqualifying themselves from being racially prejudiced.
All right, everyone.
that's
is
what
prejudiced.
happens.
That's the truth.
When they say, I'm not racist, I don't even qualify to be racist, whatever. It's like, yeah, but don't disqualify yourself from being racially prejudiced if you are.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to, like, because what you're doing, you're taking attention off of people who just, like, if it's dark-skinned black people that don't like brown-skinned black people.
Because how
You know
many
what I'm
people are
saying?
voting
Like-
for
Or
Kamala because
literally,
she's black?
I'm a mutt to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not fully black or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
that's 100%
Right.
racism.
And how many people are voting for Kamala because she's black? What are
Let's
you?
see.
Let me see.
Can we?
Jamaicans can say that
can
because
say
we come
that
from the same tribe.
because we come from the same tribe.
They can say that they're black.
So can't Americans say that about Americans because we come from the same tribe?
Why
'Cause
can't
we
I
were
say
born
I'm
here?
Jamaican?
Yeah, but we
Jamaica
took somebody
makers.
else's land.
And they live on somebody else's land. Like at the end of the day, black people and white people are not from here, and
You're right.
Indians are
None
not
of
really
us are.
here. So,
Yeah, we can't make that argument because then.
exactly.
Hey, if
fir-
we're
first
gonna
of
get
all, I
into
don't
it,
know
it's the
what we're
slave trade's
supposed to
kind
do
of fake
as mixed people.
or over
We
exaggerated.
just kind of waiting to see if if everybody else figures
Okay.
it
See
out.
who wins?
But
Yeah.
you have
We
have
just
white
gotta wait till
people
people
that
figure it
were
out.
you have white people that came over here that were no better off than slaves. See, people don't talk about that part. They don't talk about how basically white people were treated as slaves also. and they were told, come over here, work on my land for 7 years and we'll give you land. They never got the land. Half of them didn't even make it to that 7 years. They just used them and worked them to death. So we white people were not better off either.
I think we have to understand what happened involving.
They don't want to do that. They don't want to go back and do any type of research.
But what I was saying,
they want to believe what they want to believe.
But my point is, we do have to understand the past and what could have been caused in the present day. But we also have to disassociate ourselves
I
from
think she's
us.
talking about my accent.
Like we are
What
not.
accent do you have?
Oh, that's
You didn't hear my Jamaican accent?
I'm crying.
But
no, I didn't.
I have to disassociate myself from, first of all, which ancestors am I a part of? You know,
We
what I'm
don't
saying? I
know.
don't know. But
I surely
I'm
don't got
not
no
my
Mexican
ancestors. You know what I'm saying? I'm not every white
and what
person.
was your ancestors
I'm not
doing
every
over
black
in
person.
Egypt during slavery? Like, what if y'all owned slaves?
I mean, if
and
you
now
think
y'all
about
over here
it,
in America
if
to
you
get
think about
payback?
it, all of our ancestors derived from Adam and Eve, right?
No, they don't believe that though. They don't want to go back that far.
But I'm just like,
they just want to go back far enough
when
where
do
they
we
can play
start
the blame
counting?
game.
When was there like
what
1,
I'm
2,
saying.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2?
Did like a bunch of
They
humans just
didn't-
start making human babies, or like at some point did Neanderthals just like?
Yeah, because race is a way to categorize different people. Like it's not really different races. Like we're going along. Like if we want to do culture, so we have understanding. That's why I say like if we want to understand thing like with the Bible, the law is not meant to be kept, it's meant to be understood so we know how to live out the New Testament. So race is the way that we've been categorized is meant to be understood so we can look for a way to become one again. But people still want to, some black people are pushing now. Yeah, I do want to have segregation. I don't think white people should be able to marry black people. It's black people that are pushing this again, Umar. And they say this isn't racism. I'm like, bro, it's just, I don't care how you want to define the word racism. Is it racial prejudice? Like, if I got to do this extra work to say that word, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about when I say racism. Like, y'all are saying a system.
You're mentally doing the same thing.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Whether you want to have a semantic
That's
argument.
not right. It's not right to on any level to say black people should marry black people. If you want to, that's cool. I'm not even gonna call you racially prejudiced unless you're kind of like discriminating somebody else for marrying a white person. It's kind of weird.
But you do feel
we're all like nobody knows who we are.
We all have issues. I ain't gonna say mine.
Don't trust the pilgrims, y'all wicked. Whoa.
Don't trust the pilgrims. For real, the pilgrims crazy.
I don't know.
The pilgrims was killers.
Yeah.
You had some pilgrims that
we ain't going
Indians
to
and tried to embrace
we'll have the
them,
Thanksgiving
and then you
conversation
some
and
that did not.
We'll ruin everybody's Thanksgiving in November.
So we don't know who came from the good ones and we don't know who came from the bad ones. And y'all just want to put everybody in a box and say if you're a certain skin color, you're bad. You have no idea where this person came from.
This goes to so many conversations. I mean,
it's so stupid to look at the color of somebody's skin and say you're racist. But anything you do is racist because of the color of your skin.
Because I'm like, it always leaves me to question. That's why I love being in these conversations. It's like, where do you put me?
Do you judge me by the color of my skin, or do you judge me
I guess I can't be racist because I'm black, but I have to be racist because I'm black.
Because my skin color is light skin.
But I have to go off the race of my daddy.
But
right?
are we going by my descent? Even our mom is
I don't
think if I could look at you and tell that guy's not
from Africa.
You know what I'm saying? Like
y'all
you're
figure it out
not white.
Let me know, man.
We have more African in us
she's the
than
token.
any other race.
So I'm just like, y'all figure it out and then let me know where I fit in. But anyways, I wanted to go to one more difficult question.
We never did. Did they ever say the question?
No, I don't think he ever went to the question that he was trying to ask again. But anytime that you want to put that in there, we're more than happy to answer that without using Kamala. So now this is the part when I research it, I don't know how else to look at it. I don't know. But I'll just bring it up and then y'all can give y'all's piece on it. Trump, January 6th, Insurrection, This is what they're calling him, the insurrectionist. This is the reason we can't vote for Trump, because he's going to overturn the democracy. He's going to ruin the system that we have for legal voting.
Oh, I definitely thought he was childish on the January 6th, but
But he caused it, right? Or what are your
mean,
thoughts on it?
If what he said like is go up to the Capitol, like take back your country, like I don't think that's. And my like the reality is bro, I've been calling for a revolt, insurrection, a coup, whatever you want to call it, like for as long as I feel like I've had the ability to vote, because that's the truth. Is the government hasn't been for the people in
and they were
decades.
mad. I think they were
In
mad.
decades,
They
the
felt like
government
it was
does not
cheating.
care about us. It's not, our country is not for us. That's why we spend billions of dollars all around the world, and we got homeless people living on the street, veterans.
So you're
living
like,
on the
let's
street.
overthrow the government.
No,
Let's start this
okay,
over,
so
figure something else out.
Reset.
the people that went in
Okay.
there, if you look at the videos, the Proud Boys, they have videos of what they did. Were they dressed crazy? Did they have American flags? And yeah, they were not politically appropriate, but they went in there. Yes, there was people saying to do the stuff to Mike Pence. I don't want to say it on here, and I don't know who those people were,
He
but
certainly didn't call them off.
they were
for a
in there
couple
looking for
hours.
evidence. They were looking for laptops. They were looking for some type of proof
That these people are ruining our
that they
government.
were ruining the government,
And
and
then
they
look what they
wanted to see
did.
for themselves.
Look what they did in 3 years.
I'm not showing you. This is what he did. That's what it looks like.
I
to them.
make close to twice as much as I made back then.
Exactly.
And bruh, I'm strapped.
Yeah.
Now I
crazy.
got 3 times,
So you
6
strapped. You
times,
mean you got
as
the
many
weapons of mass
kids.
destruction?
Huh?
Definitely. So you strapped. I'm thinking you got the guns. That means different things.
I mean, that too.
All right. Let me see. Insurrection. There's no distinctive legal ruling or conviction that labels Donald Trump as an insurrectionist. However, the term has been used by critics, particularly in connection to the events surrounding the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. Here's the breakdown. 1. Impeachment. After the January 6th events, Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives for incitement of insurrection.
He was never actually impeached.
Exactly, because it never
That's so
made it
he
to
ran
the
again
Senate.
somehow.
Well, it never made it to
No,
the
he
Senate.
never got, like, the first time he got impeached, he got thrown
However,
out.
the Senate acquitted
second
him,
time.
meaning he was not
First
convicted
time.
on this
Boom.
charge. January 6th investigation. The House January 6th committee's investigation and final report suggested that that Trump played a role in encouraging the actions that led to
But
the
he didn't
storming of the
conspire to do
Capitol.
it. He didn't plan it. He didn't invite a bunch of people. But guess who did admit to doing that? Nancy Pelosi and her sister, her daughter, whatever it is.
And they're
Why
also
didn't they take the National Guard that he offered?
and they also planted FBI agents in that allegedly to get it started. They wanted that
And
to
then
happen to make
people
Donald
said
Trump
that they
look
were
bad.
there. They're reporting, like in the YouTube. I'm watching the live of all this happening. In the comments, they're saying police are letting them in, like moving the barricades, letting people. Like, y'all did not try to prevent whatever
You
happened.
wanted this to happen.
You wanted
Didn't
it to
Trump
be
send
exactly
some
what it
people,
was. You wanted it to be
and then
worse
he said
than what it
Nancy Pelosi
was.
refused the help.
He wanted
He-
to do the
he
National
tried- he-
Guard.
yeah,
He wanted
he
to bring in the
said
National
take the
Guard.
National Guard.
The
Trump-
same way Trump said something, and now they brought in the National Guard for whatever it is,
Springfield.
Ohio. Why is it that it takes somebody to point out a problem on national television for y'all to do
And the
something
thing
about
is,
it?
the things Donald Trump is saying, like, if the country wants to sit here and pretend that everything is good, like everybody voting for Kamala is pretending that everything in America is good. If you cannot see that gas is higher, that groceries are higher, that your pockets are lower,
That's right.
that your
Groceries.
401k,
Not
your
lower to the
stocks, and all
ground.
of the, like, if you cannot see that our economy is screwed, like, you don't want to, but you have to admit. And then if you want to bring up,
Told him to tailor my pockets
well,
2 inches because I don't
they're
need the
still
extra.
trying to repair from
I
the
don't need the
damage
extra
of
space in my
Trump,
pockets. I'm just going.
and then they're trying to blame
All my pockets are
COVID.
fake.
Yes, we got hit with COVID, And
Biden do
And how did
also,
Biden handle
Why
it?
did
after
Biden
Trump
do
was
worse?
over?
Like, why do we? I
Yo.
get it. Trump dropped the ball with COVID,
And everybody.
but
is
why
saying,
did Biden supposedly fix everything, make everything
yo,
better,
the
put
it didn't
everything
start
in
going
place?
up.
Let's talk about the
the,
vaccine.
yo, that Trump got the people to make. What else? What is Biden using? Did he come out with something else? Everybody's like, I don't want to take this vaccine. As soon as Biden gets in office, what vaccine is he using? The same one that Trump got these.
And
He got
still
the same
using the same
advisors.
policy.
The same
Well,
advisors
not really.
that are creating the vaccine and coming up with this stuff. It's the same advisors that Trump had. So I'm just like, y'all cannot.
Well, Trump wasn't. He was skeptical. He wasn't listening to the advisors.
Give me the code of this.
I tried to,
1113.
but you gonna say it all on the thing. I was trying to
They
do
might not have
this.
heard.
Who cares? Is somebody gonna magically end up with your phone
Just
through?
change
It
Like,
might.
2024. It's good. Let me know who you vote for. No, just saying.
Oh God, but it's
Let's read this third one real quick.
yeah.
Court cases, some lawsuits, and legal arguments have sought to disqualify Trump from future office under the 14th Amendment. That's one they bring up, which bars those who engage in insurrection from holding public office. However, no court has definitively ruled that Trump is an insurrectionist under this provision.
He has to
Voice
be.
breaking. In
He
summary,
actually has to be committed.
while Trump's actions
Convicted.
related to January 6th have led to accusations of
Convicted.
insurrection, there's no hard proof in form of legal conviction labeling him as such. The matter is still subject to political debate. Now, the one thing, I don't know what he said to Mike Pence. His request of Mike Pence to delay the certification of the 2020 election results on January 6th, 2021.
I think he didn't want him to start like certified.
he didn't want him to give over the presidency
He wanted them
He
to
wanted
push it
him
back
to-
to the states.
to do a recount or
He
something.
publicly and privately pressured Pence to reject certain state electoral votes or delay the certification of the
And
electoral
Mike
college
Pence did his
results.
job.
Trump argued that Pence had the authority to send the results back to the states for further review, although legal experts largely agreed that Pence did not have such power.
Right.
Does he?
Pence's refusal. So Trump requested him to do this, and Pence refused. But my thing is, like, bro, like, who knows? It's politics. Like, I don't know how
I
people
don't
can
like
be
the
so
way-
sure of this stuff and make such a firm decision. Like, I mean, I wouldn't doubt if they've been moving things here. They say there's election fraud in almost every single election, so it just depends on like how much, you know.
Yeah.
So for them to just discount this stuff completely is just kind of crazy to me. Now, did he win? I don't know. Like fair and square, I don't know. But it's like at some point, I don't trust anybody. It's just like, who is going to help me when I see something on my check that doesn't look right?
No, now Trump's talking about no taxes on overtime. Do you know how overtime
Gonna
eats
be
up
a
your
rich
And
check?
so that's another thing. They say that Donald Trump is just taxing the rich. He's taxing the
Okay,
rich.
well, our
tax
checks
breaks.
definitely
His tax
had
breaks
less taxes on
are
there.
just for the rich, and his tax breaks are not for middle class.
But did we
people.
not see
That's
it
what they
though?
keep
Did we
seeing
not
on the-
see it
It
on our
doesn't
check?
make sense to give poor people more money because what are we gonna do with it? Spend it. What do rich people do with their money? They don't go out and spend it. They go out and start businesses. They give employee bonuses. They give higher wages. They give different. You know what I'm saying? That's how you stir an economy.
One thing I must say, and I have to cross my leg on this
One
one.
thing I must say.
So
Under the
Let
Daily
it.
Wire.
So, guys, let's be real. So, when you increase taxes for the rich, like what don't they call that, a trickle down system?
Bruh,
or
if
whatever?
you
Exactly. So if they're
taxes for
paying
don't they-
more,
isn't that
it's the same
why
way as if I gotta
groceries
pay
are
more for
more-
gas. Guess what? My customer's gonna feel that extra $5
So
this
if
year.
you
You know
lower
what I'm
my
saying?
taxes and don't lower the richest taxes, don't I still have to pay higher groceries?
Because if you go up on my cost, and then you get
And
into
now they
price,
know I got more money, so they probably gonna raise it.
but then you get into price gouging But you can't go after
And this is just me figuring out, guys. I'm not an expert.
yeah, you can't go.
He
You
said, "I just
can't
had a
say
urethra."
I'm
that
just an
they're price
American
gouging
that looks at my chicks.
if you try to go up on their taxes, because guess what? Now, whatever they're doing, which that's who we're buying our groceries from. That's who
What
we're.
does bruh mean?
I don't know.
Be right until hesitation. I'm just playing.
I was like,
Just said,
what?
bruh.
But they got to go up on us. So prices are going to go up if you increase the taxes on the rich.
I'm just like, is it
It's
the same
common
thing he
sense.
did for the last 4 years that he was in?
If he
I
does,
assume so.
I'm like,
People,
if he doing that,
I
I'm good with it.
assume
And whatever he
people
did, it
are gonna
worked.
repeat the process. You know what I'm saying? Because Kamala's first term, whether she was a VP or not, because she had designations as the VP, she was supposed to be in control of the border. Biden said that. That was confirmed. That was reported on multiple times.
it's written down. I have.
The
Yeah,
border
keep
is
the
a
paper.
mess.
It's
But
definitely
that's
more
the person
people-
y'all want to make y'all president. That's
Non-biased
mind-blowing.
sources
And
will say
what is she
it's
going
more
to do
people coming
differently?
across the
That
border.
why can't if all the stuff that she's saying she's gonna do? Please tell me why she can't do it now.
Yeah, why are you not implementing these
And why are her
policies? Y'all
policies
just
not
admitted
need-
Why do
Biden
her
is senile.
policies sound so much like? First of all, if we get into all the trend stuff, I mean that's not hard to look up to see that Biden and Kamala Harris, or matter of fact, I got some notes in there on it. Biden and Kamala Harris have been for letting trans people into sports, women's sports, women's bathrooms, certain surgeries on kids.
Man, mind blowing.
The
Like,
things that's
I'm
happening
not
in
for
the
it, bruh.
school systems.
I don't know. I
And
feel
this
like
is why
there's so
poor
much.
people won't get fair opportunities. Shaking my head because ignorant personal
Why
judgment.
poor people won't get fair opportunities because then they won't get food stamps.
It's
Welfare. Google it.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I definitely am feeling you on that. I mean, I feel like when they put out all this money to everybody, was I taking it? Of course, if you're gonna give it to me. But
Yes.
do I agree with you giving out all this money to people?
There's
Inflation.
It should be
Rihanna
programs in-
should.
Inflation 101. Print
it should
more
be
money.
Stayed.
programs in place to help actually
what's the cover-
create
what's the heart
opportunity.
cover?
Rihanna should have just stayed poor.
Who?
Rihanna should have just stayed poor in Barbados. How does
What does
that?
that got to do with?
What is that logic?
Oh, so you're saying the government helped Rihanna get to where she was?
Did they?
Um,
Did they?
I don't know if she would be okay with that
This means
statement. If she would
Rihanna-
thank the government
So
for her
because
success.
she's, so are we saying she's a
Because
citizen
if I was
now?
a celebrity
Someone
or something,
noticed
I would like
her
to say my hard work
And
did
signed
that.
her.
I guarantee
No,
you,
it
Rihanna
wasn't-
had her own immigration
no.
process. She didn't just hop a border.
Hold on. When Rihanna was in Barbados in a group with 3 girls. It was actually another girl in the group
But
that
thing
could
is,
sing better.
I would not
They chose
make a.
Rihanna
I
'cause
would
she
not
looked
vote for
better.
a person based on whether Rihanna does good or not. 'Cause
They
she's
brought
not helping
Rihanna over
anybody.
here to make her famous.
If she's
to
giving
get
to
money
certain
from
charities,
us.
if she's giving to certain charities, that's cool and all. But her being famous ain't helping me.
It ain't.
You know what I'm saying? So
She got discovered.
to me,
I
honestly,
think
you know,
Rihanna
just
is
being
important
blunt,
to foreign production.
Rihanna's fame is irrelevant to me. Like I could live my life if she was never famous.
Yeah, like
never
what
made a
immigrant are we
song.
talking about came over here and?
You know what I'm saying? Just
Elon
just
Musk.
Oh,
being
but if
real.
they would have stayed there,
Because if we
we'd
t-
be
and
worse
the thing
off.
is, we talking about the majority of people doing better versus Rihanna. Rihanna is a rich person.
We got so many people here in
So
America
that kind of goes
need help
against
first.
their argument
Mm.
that taxing the rich. So
Yeah, they don't
Rihanna
feel
would
that
do way
grocery
better
bill.
under Trump's administration anyways, if we're thinking about Rihanna, which I'm not thinking about Rihanna.
And she would have been allowed into the country because she came into the country legally. She went through the process.
And she could have still made
Okay,
music.
Samuel
Samuel
L.
L.
Jackson.
Jackson, for example. What did he do? Where was he born?
Who?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought he was born in like
Situation.
Alabama or something.
But if we have to think on numbers, right? We have to think on the statistics. We have to look at the information. who is getting helped, how many people are doing better. I mean, if you look at the jobs, I mean, the
Look how
thing
many
is, most
homeless
people, a
people
lot
it
of
is in
people want
America
to
that we're
credit
not
this
helping.
to, a lot of people want to credit this to what Obama has done, and then Trump kind of, it
Trump
was a process that
inherited it.
started, you know,
The crazy part,
that Trump inherited Obama's plan. So what do y'all think about that?
Trump inherited no, because he, like when he said I have concepts of a plan, when he was talking about the whole Medicaid thing, he couldn't see. This is the thing. This is why he says Kamala can actually change things, and she doesn't need she doesn't need the House or the Senate to actually pass a bill.
Are you
She
talking
can
about
go.
she could change things right now?
He can,
She's
and
not really.
and that's what Trump says. I have concept of a plan, because he couldn't get his plan passed through the House and the Senate. Then he was able to change a lot of things to make it better without their approval.
How much Obama policy did he get rid
I'm
of?
gonna say something about this because I guess he's saying Samuel Jackson, America, poor crackhead, he became a legend. So my problem with this
Who
this
said?
whole perception is if we bring up one person that made it versus millions of people that are doing better. I want millions of people to do better versus one person that's rich. Honestly, I feel like that's
I
what
don't
I don't really
understand how
care about-
Democratic policy helped Samuel L. Jackson become a legend. What are we talking about?
And Samuel L.
know
Jackson
At what point
ain't
of his
helping.
life
Ain't
did
none of
Democrats
these
become
celebrities
like? What are we
helping
talking
us.
about?
They're not coming back and saying,
Who cares?
"Let me do something further." They are taking
That
their
man
money
is
and running.
60, 70, however years
They're
old.
not
Like
helping.
he
A
been
lot of
through
them not helping their neighborhoods.
13
or nothing.
Democratic presidents, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all talking about?
He got his. What is he doing for you? What is Samuel L. Jackson and Rihanna and all these people doing for you?
So it sounds like
They're basically saying these poor people who were poor then, I guess some Democratic policy is the reason that they're
But-
able to become rich and famous.
But it's
how
not
many
helping the
poor
majority.
people now would be able to get rich because of Trump's policy. So it's
A
like
lot more.
because one person benefits, you know, one person that benefits from Obamacare, another person doesn't. Those anecdotal evidences will never work. You have to look at numbers of
And-
people. You have to. That's why people do polls. That's why people do statistics. That's why people look up. The
Right,
stuff.
we're not using
You could
specific
look
people
up-
because we
you
have a
could look up,
broader sample pool.
And
You
honestly,
could look up non-biased sources.
I like if you look at it, like we were going up in Trump's administration. We got hit with COVID. We were doing okay, like especially like for me, like my job. You know, we were doing okay, but then under Biden's administration is when
Yeah, people say
a lot of the
COVID.
cutoffs started happening. We had to stay home. That's when a lot of people started losing their jobs. Trump
at least had a
jobs.
plan to get
Trump
us back
spent
out of
a lot of money.
quarantine.
Like they say, he spent more than any president, but he also made more money than any president. So he
Yeah.
could.
He
He
didn't
had the
keep
money to
us-
spend.
He didn't keep us in a quarantine for over
And
2
and
years.
with COVID, he
And still had
did
500,000
he spent
deaths.
trillions of dollars, but he was
I
not
wasn't
trying to
for
spend that.
Or push a vaccine, mandate a vaccine that
Yeah,
didn't
and they
work.
call it. They
They
say
were
it's not a.
forcing him.
They try to say it's not a mandate, but it's like we will lose our jobs.
They,
That's
Literally.
they laid so
mandate.
many people
Literally.
off because they were not
we
vaccinated.
can't
I went to New
apply
York,
for a job if we
couldn't
don't
go in
have
certain
the,
places because we
you
were
know.
not vaccinated. Like it's
Family
stupid.
don't want to be around you.
You guys saying poor people don't deserve to multiply their income.
They
If
do.
we're-
That's what Trump is trying to do.
We're
That's
saying
what we're
more
saying.
people. We're saying more people deserve to
More
multiply
people
their
will
income
do better under Trump.
versus
I
one
started my
poor
business
person.
under Donald Trump.
So many people were able to start businesses here in America under the Trump administration.
Yeah, it's like
that are not able to.
A
Now those
poor
tax cuts
person-
that Trump had
a
are
poor
finna
person
are finna
in
run out.
America, bro. He has opportunity.
We had less poor
Even if
people.
he doesn't become famous,
And it's
he
not
has
We had less
democratic
homeless
policy. It's not
people.
democratic policy that makes them able to do that. I don't
Just to be-
understand
just
what
to
you're
be in a
arguing
decent
against.
place.
Foreign production.
What is it?
I don't understand what the argument is.
yeah, you're gonna have to come on the show, brother. You're gonna have to call in or something.
All right, that's another. Write that down.
What was I gonna say?
Who
I
did
don't
that?
know. Who knows?
Jay.
Who knows what anybody's gonna say these days? I'm just playing.
Um,
So yeah, we'll give let's give our final thoughts. Cool. Yep. So Brittany,
so who you voting for, Jesse?
Jesse's voting for.
I'm not voting.
A very beautiful man.
No,
Jesse
let me
voted
stop.
because he got a mail-in ballot that got filled out and sent back in.
A
so-
melon ballot? They got
Yeah.
melanin on the ballots now? No,
Yeah,
just
you
playing.
can get a mail-in ballot.
No, I was
Make
talking
sure.
about
So
a
y'all that think y'all that voted, we requested a mail-in
We
ballot.
threw it in the
for
trash because we figured you don't need
Are
it.
you
You're not voting.
admitting to voter fraud on the
Yes, I
internet?
am. And if I can go vote without an ID, I'm gonna vote 2,
Well,
3,
we
4
know how
times.
Jesse answered, so.
Good
So
luck,
try
Trump.
that if you want to.
So
I hit you for you.
you go to, I don't
Ain't
know.
gonna be in jail because they can't prove it.
So what are your final thoughts, Brittany?
That's her final thoughts. Don't let her talk no more, dog. We got kids to raise.
We got kids to raise.
Ah, just
All
funny.
Is that final thoughts?
Do your. Can I let me get mine?
I
Please don't don't sit here
Bo
and
was
let
skipping you. No, I'm just
don't
playing.
don't let anything we
Don't let
said.
Kamala win.
No,
I'm just
don't
playing.
let anything we said, say, oh, because they said this, I'm gonna go vote for this person or I'm gonna vote for that person. And don't let commercials and please go do your research.
Donald Trump and
This
Project
project 2025, like
Oh,
please
so
go do your
corny,
research
dog.
and you will hear like the stuff he is saying, the stuff that he did in his
Yeah,
first term
what are
goes
we talking about?
against anything
So we're
in
saying
Project
the 4 years he's
2025.
gonna get now, he's gonna choose to take
Like,
away
what
the
makes you
ability to
think
vote.
he's
I don't
gonna
know if
do-
y'all have ever heard like those type of things, but when I tell y'all about, oh well, Kamala's gonna do this, y'all said that. Well, what about checks and balances? And that's not how the government works. And three
have to-
stages of government, like exactly. That Trump's not gonna be able to do that, bro. If you try to take away my rights at any point, we fight back. You can't come get my guns.
Like,
Period.
and he's not saying that.
But she is,
Like,
and then she'll
go-
tell you that she won't. That's what they're talking about as far as policy
They
changing.
are
She is
for
recording,
more gun restrictions. And,
literally
yeah.
telling Joe Biden. She said we can make an
we
executive
can do it,
order.
though.
We can make an executive order to take away assault weapons, ban assault weapons, collect whatever they want. Obama, or not Obama, Joe Biden said we can't do it like that. We can't just write an executive order doing that because that's unconstitutional. She said, I don't want to hear that, Joe. I don't want to hear no, we can't. I want to hear yes, we can, Joe. Like that's recorded
But, like-
video. That's not AI. That's
Really?
her. She said
Yeah.
that, and then she
Wow.
sat there on a debate in front of y'all face and told you, I own multiple guns. Me and Tim, we own guns. We're not trying to come after anybody's guns.
You're working
But
on.
you, where is the switch
Y'all
up?
not gonna tell me
People
Walt
don't
owns a
see.
gun.
People don't take things. I guess I'll end it there.
Well, no.
people-
I
I
never
wasn't
gave.
done. I
No,
wasn't
that should be done.
I was not done. You cut me off.
All
Okay.
of y'all done, bro.
Hold on, wait.
Hold on. We're gonna start the final
Go-
thoughts after I
okay.
get done with this.
Okay, go ahead.
So say, get your final thoughts ready. We're not trying to keep the show going for another 30 minutes. So when people see these policies, they don't think about them consistently. Like they'll think about, oh, they're taking assault weapons. Who needs those? But then they're like, yeah, but that's step one. What else is happening?
Okay, now I want your shotguns.
The same way they
Okay,
wanna
now I
do-
want your handguns to only be able to hold 6 bullets.
since we got you to do this,
Yeah, it's a rolling.
let's
It's a
get
slope.
more. Then it's like, yo, y'all have not seen this happen in other countries. You're not thinking about that.
Exactly.
Y'all think it can't happen here. I'm sure they thought it couldn't happen there too.
Right.
Like, let's not wait and find out.
Yeah, we need to be like France. They throw a revolution every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? They rioting like higher taxes, burn it down.
You making us pay for water?
Yeah.
Things that God gave
Gave
us
us
for
for
free. Burn it.
Great.
I'm not gonna do the tongues, but
No.
oh my gosh, that man crazy.
But he will lie. So no, my final thought
Grapes. Sorry, yeah.
to piggyback off what I said
Final thoughts.
to go and stop trying to
All
be
right,
biased
next.
and
Okay, stop.
don't
Go ahead.
and start listening to because we have a lot of pressure from family and friends to tell us to
I
vote
don't
this
feel
way,
no
that way,
pressure.
or I voted this way my whole life.
It
Just
is what
go
it
do
is.
your research. Literally look at what Trump has done, what Biden's administration has done, things Kamala says, what Trump says, and be open-minded in anything that you do, from politics to religion to education. Just be open-minded and just vote the truth. That's my final thoughts.
All right. Bye, Ring.
All right, so I guess final thoughts is I started off not liking Donald Trump. I was kind of surprised when he actually won the presidency, but I pretty much was immediately like, well, this is good. Like, if he screws up our country, it's like, okay, well, you had your chance. What are you gonna do? Like, they wouldn't have allowed it to be, oh well, Obama did something that ruined the country during your presidency. It would have been, you did something that ruined the country during your presidency. That's why they say he dropped the ball during COVID. He did this, he did that. So it wouldn't have been, oh, he inherited Obama's bad economy. If he would have made bad policy, if he would have made, like, we would have felt it like that. And so that's how I don't believe in the whole trickle down effect. I believe, like, when he got in office, he started getting rid of what he didn't like. And we would have noticed if that was bad for our economy. Now, they tried to take certain things and make his policy better, which is basically them admitting he kind of knows what he's doing. Now, as far as who Kamala is as a person, I don't believe somebody who has to pander or lie or play games to get you to vote the way that they want you to vote is who I
Manipulation.
want and as my president. Like, she is so many different times, even just throughout her career as a prosecutor, like the time where she literally suppressed evidence, so she didn't admit to her defendant in 1,000 cases, over 1,000 cases. That I know that the lead technician at this crime evidence lab has been ingesting, mixing, rearranging, whatever it is. Like, she's in all the drugs. She taking them, she selling them, she in all the drugs. So the evidence is contaminated. I have the ability to tell my defendant that, and whether or not I know this is a drug dealer. The right thing to do is tell them that's what happened. So this is no longer admissible evidence. She chose not to do that. So either way, those 1,000+ cases had to get thrown out. That's something she actively chose to do as a prosecutor. She chose not to adopt the Brady doctrine, which would make her required to tell defendants when things like that happen. When the death penalty came about in Florida, I'm against the death penalty, but when it came time to appeal it, she appealed the decision. And so it's like, where do you really stand? Because even if it's something at this time, years down the line, you just change your mind. And you're right, but you're writing policy that affects American lives. It's not just one person in a courtroom anymore. This is a country. And you're talking about being able to deal with foreign leaders, foreign affairs, whatever that is, coming with taxes and all that. Um, Literally, the term is commander in chief. And when I think of that, I do not think of Kamala Harris. She's just not a solid person to me. That's why I'm voting for Trump. I've never voted. So at 30, this is my first time. And I'm not voting for Trump because I'm pro-Trump. I'm super like, oh yeah, Trump, like, let's go to the rallies and I'm gonna wear a hat and I'm gonna have a shirt and I need a poster on my wall. Like, I want to get back to when politics
get you
was
one
not
poster.
that.
He got a
Alright?
poster.
Just one
I-
poster.
no, I
and that's
don't have a
it.
poster.
That's
She
just
has
like-
a poster.
Me.
No, I don't.
Or what?
So my point
I
being,
got
I
you.
want
Yeah.
I want to get to the point where politics is not that, where there's
Yeah.
nary a picture of a
Yeah.
politician in anyone's home.
turned into
Because
sports.
things got weird
Yeah,
when
definitely.
Obama became president.
Oh,
And
taking it back. Boy.
you got, like, y'all say, oh, white people they were able to be racist. It's like, okay, sure. But really, they was just getting payback for them 8 weird years. I was about to say something again. Them 8 weird years that y'all was like, got this man on t-shirts next to Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman and stuff. Like, I have one of those shirts. I had one of those shirts. Like, it was weird. You know what I'm saying? So, sure, Trump's presidency was weird too. Like, the whole MAGA Trump train and memes and profile pictures and cover photos, like, everything is super, super weird. Super, super weird in politics. And, like, let's just get back to, like, you vote for my right. Like, I got 1,000 people in this town, 800 of them don't want abortions. Well, in that town, you can't have an abortion. That's like, get back to that. What people need to realize, your local elections, your state elections matter way more. Elect the people that are going to represent you, because the government is not representing the American people. It's that simple.
I mean, if you're doing abortions for convenience, then I don't know what's so hard about taking a flight to.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I'm
next
saying? Like,
state.
if you're,
Because if it's not South Carolina, it's Georgia. Oh, darn. 3-hour drive. Twitling.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about ending a life anyway, so if it's such a
Yeah.
hard decision, maybe there should be some more effort to do it,
Yeah,
you know?
maybe you should be able to go to the
And I
club.
think
of
everybody
life.
should be more independent. Like, it shouldn't be, oh, I'm a Republican. I've been a Republican my whole life. So
Yeah,
I'm a
stop
vote
this
Republican.
blind voting.
I'm a vote for whoever aligns with my values.
I can agree with.
feel
You
like
got
it's
5
easier to
policy
say.
points.
Where
I
it's
can.
better for your lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got 5 out of 7 policy points I agree with here, and 2 out of 7 over here. So guess what? Boom. Guess what? I don't care what party you on. I hope you win.
I feel like it's easier to say, I'm a Democrat. I feel like you get less flag for that, but I don't know. That's
It
just what I
depends
think.
Like,
on
I
what.
always
It
say
depends
I'm
on where you're
independent.
speaking. Because if you're on a,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
if you come on a job site with me and Justin, you know what I'm saying, cutting down trees and building, you know what I'm saying, like blue labor workers more than likely are not talking like that. You know what I'm saying, like. Mm-mm.
Because when
But
Tulsi
Jesse,
Gabbard
you
was a
had
Democrat.
some thoughts you wanted to.
Go ahead. Now,
I
Jesse,
know.
what's your opinion? Give your final
But it's
thoughts.
some people that vote a certain way, not vote a certain way, but it's some people that can't
He got friends
find
and
common
stuff. He
ground
can't make
with
no
certain
comment.
things.
He might get it.
Yeah, how does the athletic community feel about?
No, I just really don't have like, because I'm not voting. So I
He's
feel like
voting.
Yeah, you can't be in this house.
no,
No, but you know,
give me that
say
popcorn.
this.
Valid, valid.
You can answer
Valid,
this. You can
valid.
answer this question for me, Jesse.
I was just gonna say
People
this.
get so divisive about their political views. Like, how do you view politics? Like, what does it mean to you to
black?
for people to be so divisive over it? Like, do you think that they have the correct perception on this, on politics in general, for them to be so divisive over it?
It
Like,
divides people. That's families
like, I
break
mean,
up.
is
Like,
it?
that's heartbreaking.
Well, I think that's
What
probably
power
one of
do
the
you
problems,
think
and the reason
politics
I don't
has?
get into it like that is because it seems almost like very it can seem one-sided a lot on one time. It's like, you don't usually hear people too much where it's like, I see this and I see this and I just think this one works better. It's more like, they're bad, they're bad.
they
Or
judge
this
your
person's bad, this
character off
person's
of who you're
bad.
gonna
You know what I'm
vote
saying?
for.
It's usually like that. And so that's why, and then also me, when I do look at politics, I don't, like, I voted, wait, did I vote that year? I voted one of these years. I can't remember.
Who you vote for when you voted?
Who ran?
It's legal to ask.
Was
you
it
that
Clinton and
question.
Trump, or
No.
Hillary and Trump?
or was it
Hillary.
after that?
Hillary and Trump.
Hillary and Trump. You voted for Hillary,
Obama
didn't you?
Well, you couldn't vote for Obama.
He couldn't vote for her, but he voted for Hillary. You voted for Hillary.
I honestly don't remember who I voted for.
You know.
regardless,
A woman president?
I honestly don't. I honestly don't.
Because of who you was dating at the time.
Yeah, I probably did now I think about it. Yeah. Because I didn't even want to vote for real.
You see how that pressure gets to you?
Yeah.
Nah, 'cause when you
Man,
said
you
that, I was
so
like-
easily
We're
swayed.
gonna talk about this after the show.
But you just made me forget what I was about to say was
People are so quick to demonize people because of who they're voting for, or
But
Hillary's
that's what it
evil,
was.
or Trump
They'll
is
say
evil.
they're gonna do this,
Yeah.
and I mean, how many times have we seen politicians get in front and say they're gonna do this and then they don't?
You know what I'm saying? They're going to lie to
So
you
it's
every
like,
time, right?
if you're
Unless
gonna
it's
lie
like-
to me,
I feel like Trump is
then I
all
already
over
know
it.
you're gonna do this. Then, and this is a proven track record, not just from a person, but from politicians in general.
Politicians, exactly.
You
They come
haven't
up there
gained
and
any
lie
trust
to
from me.
y'all.
Yeah,
So why would I
yeah.
vote? Why would I vote when I don't even trust? I don't even know what you're gonna do. And then it's like, oh well, you need to choose the lesser evil, and I'm just like, I'd rather just not.
I don't
Y'all-
know the
y'all
lesser
is
evil
evil.
because
Yeah.
Y'all
And
is
so,
evil.
you
I
know,
respect
and
that.
then also, I also don't like the news because I feel like the news is subjective to the person that they want you to vote for.
exactly. You're
And
right.
I'm like, where are
That's
the
easy.
news sources that are like this one and that one and
You
this
don't
one?
got them. You just got to look
And
at
so that's why I was
everything.
like, it's too
It's
much
more
for
work.
me to
you
sift through
don't even get the truth
that I
to
don't
be able
really want to
do the
utilize my
research.
time in. And they
Yeah.
make it too hard, and I'm like, I'd rather just not. I'd rather just work
that's
on
the same
myself.
thing there. It's a
Yeah, I
discernment
get that.
thing.
I get that.
And so, yeah, voting just is not appealing to me. Nor do I trust it. And if I don't have trust
I
in
also
something,
don't
I'm not
trust it.
gonna.
If I'm not gonna,
But
if I
not
don't
gonna
have
do it.
time, if I'm not gonna sit there and do the research,
So
then I don't
anyways,
comment on it.
So yeah, that's
I
my
don't
final
think
thought.
everybody-
find time to speak.
I think that's why I don't talk about politics anymore. Like, if I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to
sound
talk.
like you-
But
Yeah,
talk-
that's why I
talk-
really
I
haven't
be
said too
talking a
much.
lot.
Because
And
I'm
so
like,
it's like, now I got to back it up. Like, now I got to, especially when it comes to, like, I feel like over the last 4 years, it's been super, this border thing has really got to me.
But yeah, me too.
the who?
The
Border.
border.
Oh,
Because at
that's
some
why.
point we run out. You know what I'm saying?
And the economy, like the prices.
And I wish some Venezuelans would come trying to take over my neighborhood.
I'm crying.
I got
I
plenty
can, and I can understand that because it's like that's what you feel strong about. You know what I'm saying? So you want.
I'm not worried about
transgender
transgender rights. I'm not worried about abortion laws. Like, I don't care about that stuff. I'm worried about having a country.
Yeah. Okay, Ashley.
So
My bad.
no.
Oh,
I think it's
go.
important to be able to have the discussion, even if you don't vote, to know about and talk about what's going on. I do think more people should kind of maybe stay out of voting unless they understand what they're getting into. You know, because some votes are just like
Majority.
very dishonest and very emotionally led and not really having any type of understanding of what they're actually voting for. Like if someone says, "Hey, open this door," it's a corporate policy we have, and this one's a business policy that you can have for your job. It's like, yo, business policy way better, and then these people like corporate policy way better.
And remember how you did that?
Let me go for business policy based on my friends are making it sound more appealing. Don't even pick a door at that point. Like look in the doors. Take your time and look. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I appreciate about people who have more of an honest view and say that I just don't know. I feel like that should be everybody's approach before voting. Like for me, it was very much, okay, what do I know? What am I voting on? I honestly don't care what the gender, what the race of the president is. That ain't got nothing to do with anything to do with me. I do not care. Who is this white dude? Who is this black woman? I don't care. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it comes down to for me. Like I said, I mean, that's just my final point, I guess. Like a boss, if he's mean and he's paying me more money and he's the reason and he's part of the reason why my family is getting help more, hey, bro, and feel how you feel, you know, act how you act. If there's a way I can make changes along the way to your character, I would rather wrestle with that than try to wrestle to get this person to pay me more money and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'd rather try to fix this problem than to fix me not having any money in my pocket or any and some people say, oh well, you just care about money. It's like, I mean, the racism.
Yes, I do.
The
It's the money
racism
that comes with it's the stuff that comes with
the
money.
racism problem is not a big enough issue.
It don't take care of my family.
Like what does racism cause? Why are people so affected with racism? Inequality in pay, inequality in jobs. It sounds like it's still a money issue. So however you define it, it goes back to money. Healthcare. Can we afford healthcare? Money. It all goes back to money. Everything. Money answers all things. So, hey, that's what it boils down to. You gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say
What happened?
I'm not saying anything, Jesse. You're saying something.
Nah, I was just gonna say
Get the camera back on me. We're just like,
I feel like I would just wonder what it would look like if it was like instead of seeing people that you're voting for, it would just be like what policies are you voting for?
maybe if you voted,
I feel
you
like
would
that
know
would
what
be-
you're
Would you
talking
vote
about.
if it
No, just
affected
play
you? If like you started.
Well, it does affect me, and I still don't vote.
I'm saying, but if it
If
came down to your daughter, like things are happening in her school that you know you could vote against because.
Possibly, but again, it goes back to trust. And if I don't trust politicians,
But
then
you don't look into it. So would you start looking into it when you're like you're not really affected by it?
I am affected by
Like,
it.
I got you. This way, if they give you if your job says, hey, we're gonna give you a 5-cent raise, or
What if you get laid off?
wait a minute. We're gonna give you a 5-cent raise, or we're going to add new TVs to the break room. Which one would you go for? Because that's really the lesser two evils. Like 5 cents is kind of disrespectful, but which one would you vote for? Or would you just not vote at all and just say, do what y'all want to do?
Yeah, can we make
Probably
it a
just take
tangible
the 5
raise?
cent.
You would take the 5 cents. So, lesser of two evils, right? 5 cents is
So you want the money over the
but it's-
entertainment?
But no, it's
It's
different.
more about what if you
they
come, what
say
if you
the
get
5
laid
cents
off?
and then they don't end up doing it.
What if you get
That's
laid
my
off
problem.
because of COVID? Like, what if you have to take the vaccine?
But what if you
Are
don't know?
taking it?
What if you don't know if they're gonna do it or not? And last year y'all said 5 cents, but y'all didn't do it. Next year, are you gonna be like, I guess I'll vote for this 5 cents again, or are you not going to? And that's an easier. I think the reason you're not voting is because you just don't know enough about politics to
Well,
know
yeah,
if you're
but
making the right choice.
well,
I
yeah,
think and you
I
don't know.
definitely uneducated on it,
But until it
I-
starts
but-
really happening to you, like you can't get a job, you got laid
Some
off.
Venezuelans will
Now
show up
you're
in
going
Atlanta.
to be, and you
That's what
got
you
you
want,
got
bruh?
people
Nah,
in your
just playing.
backyard. I think that's when you're going to be like, let me start
They
doing
in
my
Florida.
research, because now I got to figure out how to change this, and how can I change this, and I got to change this by voting. I think that's like, especially with
yeah, and I
came to
guess I
for
just
us.
don't see my vote is really that valuable, and so
That's why
that's
I've
also
never
another
voted.
reason too.
Well,
I mean, I got
Yeah,
multiple
I was a
reasons.
felon.
We're in a swing state. It's valuable here.
That's not gonna
So
do
I
it
don't know
for
what
me.
that means.
I'm
I
just
thought of a
saying.
swing
Don't say
set
it
when
ain't
you-
valuable.
I thought of
I
a swing
guess
set when
am
you
a
said that.
felon.
Oh, I'm playing.
No, I think you will look at once it starts affecting you. Like if you lose your job or you're faced with, I gotta take a vaccine, or they're gonna lay me off, or
They're
this is,
moving
or I got drag queens
school.
in my daughter's school, or especially you have a son.
That's
and
a-
they're-
But
and
see,
they're
I guess
telling
all
them-
of those things, I just be looking at what can I do, like
And
not
exactly.
not politically wise,
That's
but
gonna
like
be
Like, can I
It-
parent my
it-
child
I'm be
so
like
they know
I'm
like
homeschooling. That's what
not
I like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you can't get a
that's too
job,
much.
if you can't get a
We
job,
did our final thoughts
That
already.
requires a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we'll
That's
talk
a
about
whole
it.
nother
I'm
episode.
not homeschooling.
Convincing Jesse to vote.
I would.
I'm just gonna
I
pray.
feel like
Wait.
where Jesse's mindset is now is at least honest and it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
It's better to do that than to
To just vote because
vote off of emotion and go for the nicer person, which a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of dumb. But God bless y'all. Y'all like the video on your way out. Really helps out with the algorithm. If you appreciate this conversation, you want more people to see it. And if you want more people to see it and comment how dumb we are, then you know what I'm saying, you can do that too.
Yeah, let
And
us
also
know.
subscribe if you're feeling it. Hit the bell notification, get notified every time we go live. We go live most Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless y'all. We out.